did you? Wait, I clicked on the wrong thing on mine. It's okay. It's mostly. Wait. Are we? There we are. Okay.
Wait, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't. Okay. The audio is working as well. Okay.
Okay. This
is.
I just realized I'm kind of mirrored. Hold on. Let me.
Oh my god. This is going so well.
Yay. Okay. There I am.
Yeah.
There I am. Existing.
Why don't I follow you on Twitter? That is a problem. Hold on, I followed you. There you go.
This is a time. Yo, I do have a chair.
Oh. Why is my PNG on your screen just? I made it a transparent background. Why is it not transparent?
That's such a good question.
What is? You know what? I ain't even gonna question it. Let's just get into it, okay? Welcome.
Why am I so blurry on my own screen too?
I don't know. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the first episode of this whatever you call this, the season. Oh yeah, it's the casinos row. Okay. Well, welcome. Today, because it is the first talk show collab with two amazing, inspiring, up-and-coming VTubers of this modern age, I have brought on a special guest today called, would you like to introduce yourself?
How do people introduce themselves?
Just introduce yourself. You got this.
Forgot how to speak English for a second there. Hi.
It's
My
fine.
name is Renata. I'm not good at talking.
It's fine, because as we go along, you'll probably be able to talk more about stuff, you know.
Yeah,
But it's fine. I think. I mean, all I stream is Resident Evil, Overwatch, and Genshin Impact, so really, I can't tell you if it's fine or not. But I do have a few questions for you today, and I'll be most happy if you could answer them for me.
Terrifying. Okay. Questions.
Don't worry, they're not bad questions.
What if they secretly are bad questions?
Yeah, what if I just secretly give you bad questions and then I ruin your entire career?
I will
would
melt
never do
into a hole and die.
No, don't do that. Then who am I meant to collab with? I'm gonna like kidnap you for like collabs every now and then. Now I hope you realize that.
That's fine.
Like, oh my god.
That's fine.
Ren, let's collab.
That's fine. I've collabed with a whole total of one other person prior to this, so that's fine.
Oh my god. I'll make sure to kidnap you more often. Well, consensual kidnapping, of course.
Yay!
I wouldn't want to make you do anything against your will, so I'm going to. I didn't write these questions down; they're just in my head. So...
Oh, fun.
Yeah. My first question. Are you ready?
Am I?
Oh my god.
Sure.
Okay, this is your first question. What inspired your VTuber design? What made you... Because what I get from this is a Victorian child.
You know what? That's not completely wrong. Okay.
Is it not?
So like, how do I put this in like a linear, easy to digest way without explaining the entire plot of Damien by Herman Hesse, because that kind of came later. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I've designed this. I don't even remember like fully. Okay. Oh my god. Words. Dying.
It's fine, take your time, take your time. We
Okay,
have all the time
so
in the world.
main thing was that I was like super into this one fashion subculture, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna try and incorporate that because sometimes I wear that in real life. And then I was like, OG clothing is also kind of great, but at the same time, I don't want my bro to be like, super like fancy and stuff, and then I
Yeah.
was like, when I was thinking of my lore, I was like, huh, I feel like having them too fancy would honestly like break the point too. So then I was like, okay, let's shove these together and then make it kind of like uniform looking, and then when it and then yeah, that's how I got like the part below the jacket. And then once the jacket part came in, because I'm also like into like J-rap and stuff. And so originally it was supposed to be a windbreaker, and then while I was commissioning the model, my VTuber mama was like, "Yo, I came up with this knit design thing. If you vibe with that," and I was like,
Ooh.
"Oh my god, that's yes." And then that got shoved onto there, and yeah, and what else? The hat's there because I like hats.
Fair
Yep.
enough. I only put my sunglasses on my head because I wanted sunglasses. Like, there's no reason for me to have them. I just wanted them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that actually sounds pretty cool. Like, you said it was like inspired by stuff you wear and like J-rap as well, right?
Yeah. And then there were also like
Yeah.
some other like funky things, like the hair the hair having the purple bits. Honestly, even the jacket too. That was because with like J-rap, there's this thing called Paradox Live. And there's this one group called Cosmez, and they're epic. I yeah. um, and so that was there, and I was like, yo, I like these guys. I'm gonna put some of that in there, and then let's see, the eyes being lifeless.
Oh my god.
um, that was a design choice. Yeah. I mean, I can put like the highlights on, but usually I keep them off just because something symbolism, something whatever. Yeah. And then
It's
also
something symbolism
yeah.
something.
And then what else? The the design itself being so mostly like monochromatic is mostly because um something Damien by Herman Hesse, between two worlds, light and dark and something. Yeah, woo. Read
Something
Damien by Herman
magical.
Hesse. Yep.
A shameless plug for that.
For
For
this
real.
for this book that's like a
This
100 years
book.
old by some German
A
guy.
100-year-old book by a German man. Honestly. Yeah,
Yeah.
do it. That
And
makes me.
that's
What
it.
J-rap do you like then?
Um, usually, let's see, what J-rap do I like? There's Kazuo, who's usually more like trap and drill, and like mixes like English and Japanese, and it goes really hard. And then there's like Paradox Live too. I think that counts. And then what else? The other ones, there is Chanmina, who I think is super cool, and like the rapper ever. And I've also listened to some like other ones, like oh my gosh, I haven't gone through a J-rap phase in a while. Hold on, let me open Spotify.
Wow. I mean, whilst you open Spotify, the closest I got to J-rap was probably what's it called? Hypnosis Mike?
Hypnosis.
I think it's called that. I can't remember.
Yes,
I can't remember.
Yep, Hypnosis Mike. There's also Hypnosis
I just
Mike.
remember watching it. I just
Yeah.
remember watching it in September, and I was like, "Wow, I've seen these characters before, but I have no clue what this is." And
Hypnosis
then I
Mike
found
is
out it was an
such a trip.
anime based off a rhythm game.
And then Hypnosis Mic is kind of like Paradox Live, where it's not like it's a multimedia project. So it originally started out as just like kind of like art and what's it called, voice dramas, and then it got put
yeah.
into a rhythm game, and then it got put into an anime, and then the anime
Jesus.
does not follow like the plot at all, and the plot is so
Oh,
like the plot itself for Hypnosis Mike is so silly.
the plot for Hypnosis Mike just didn't make sense at all. I was like, okay,
Like,
so these guys got
we
given
got-
mics by the
Yeah,
government,
the
and now they
government
get to
says
spit
no
bars
more.
in the name of the law.
The government says no more weapons, no more fighting, only rap battle.
Only epic rap battles, which can change history as we know it.
Yeah.
Now go to a cafe and have a rap battle with a criminal. It just didn't make sense at all. Like the law is there to be put in place. So what happened to all the guns law? Did they just get replaced with microphone laws? And, like, when did microphones gain magic powers? Like,
I
know
have
this
no
is the
idea.
modern age, but it's getting a bit complicated, didn't you think?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what's great about Hypnosis Mike. It also just doesn't take itself seriously, because also
really
when you
doesn't.
look at like a bunch of Hypnosis Mike fans, they're like, "Wow, this card is so ugly. Time to pull."
this card is the ugliest thing I've seen in my life.
And
I can't wait to waste my money on it. Oh my god.
They are so ugly.
I think my favorite character in it, I think his name's Dopo. I think
Yeah,
that's
Dopo. Everybody.
the overworked guy. I think that's him.
Yeah. He's the guy. Oh my gosh. I feel like
I
everyone and their mom like
love him.
recognizes him.
I didn't know who he was when I started it, but then he was just so like funny because like, I don't understand. He's just really funny, and I was like, I like this guy. I have no clue what he does or anything about him, but he's funny.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. So I was like, he's gonna be my favorite because a lot of people, I don't remember his name, but everyone really likes the pink-haired guy for some reason.
Ramuda, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't see the appeal. He's got pink hair, he's all cutesy. I guess that's nice, but like, isn't he like a borderline psychopath?
Pretty much, actually. Yeah, like his whole
Like-
deal,
Isn't he a bit?
I
not
kind
okay
of
in
don't
the
actually
head?
know his deal. I think, from what I remember, he was some kind of like robot created by the government or something.
Wait, he's a robot?
He has some kind of government intervention going on with his entire being. Oh, what is Ramuda?
He's part of the government. I just
He's-
thought he was a silly guy trying to rap.
No, he's part of the government.
Oh my god, he's part of the government.
They're
They're making a season 2 of the anime, which is coming out later, this year. Yeah, I only found out a couple weeks ago because they were like advertising it for the anniversary concert. Because the way I actually found Hypnosis Mike was in September last year. I was on TikTok, and I was just scrolling, and there was a live stream for a concert, and Femme Fatale was playing. And I was like, I have no clue what the song is, but I'm vibing with it, so I'm staying. So I sat there, I listened to the whole of Femme Fatale. I was like, ooh, yeah, this is groovy. And I was like, what's this song called? And then someone put in the comment section, they're like, oh, this is Femme Fatale by blah, blah, blah. And I put it on my playlist, and I was like, you know what? This is banging. I need to know where it comes from. And then I found out it came from Hypnosis Mike. And I was like, yo, I know someone who's played that game and watched it, and they said it was really good. They like said that back in 2020. So I was like, you know what? I'll watch it. It's only 12 episodes. What's the worst that could happen? I rest my case. The worst case scenario happened. They're fighting the government, spitting bars. The military is spitting bars. Who let the military spit bars? Or ex-military even. I don't even know if that white-haired guy's still in the military, but like...
Have you seen they're releasing new songs right now? One of the I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know what it's called, but the military guy, it's like this whole song about working out.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wonder if I can find it. It's and there are like 3D buff guy models in the background, and there's like explosions.
Oh, no. He was one of my favorite characters as well. I have no clue what his name is, but he was one of my favorites. He just seems so stupid. Like, behind all of that, like, oh, I'm military man, big, scary. He just seemed really stupid. but in the best way. I was living for it. I feel like the characters in Hypnosis Mic just don't take themselves seriously.
Exactly, and
And
that's what's
I'm
great about
thriving
them.
with that.
There's a
I'm
whole
genuinely thriving with
yeah,
it.
there's a whole like Hypnosis Mic song that's quite literally just a recipe. It's
Every
called
time I think of
it's called Rap and Rap, with one of the raps being WRAP.
oh my god. Do you think they're teaching us how to rap?
Yes, and there's also there's also this other song that's just a quiz about saunas.
Oh my god. I think the one thing I remember well about Hypnosis Mic is just the intro where they're like, hypnosis is action and corruption. Wow, and I was just like, Hypnosis Mic does not end corruption. But go for it. It doesn't solve anything.
It
But go
really
for it.
does not. Yeah.
Like, the government was not thinking. Pretty sure they just did that because they couldn't be bothered to continue their jobs. But like, it was still it's something, alright. Like, if you ever want to watch something, Hypnosis Mic is definitely something to watch.
It sure is. Oh my god.
Like, oh my days, it was just. The blonde guy as well, because he's like a host at a host club.
That guy. I know that guy.
And then like, why is it the moment he takes off his jacket, he's like, oh my god, women.
I think there's like actual lore behind that. I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think
Hypnosis
there
Mic
has to be actual lore
goes
behind
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
Hypnosis Mic lore just seems like it's like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. You think it's all like fun and games, and then you actually read it and you're like, I shouldn't have read that.
It's
you've
like,
been privy
yeah.
to something you shouldn't
It's
have
like
seen.
5% serious, and then 95% it's, hey guys, welcome to Rap and Rap. Today you're gonna need 2 tortillas and.
Okay, so this is what you gotta do. You gotta get a tortilla, you gotta get some salad, you gotta get the meat, and then you just gotta wrap and wrap.
Yeah.
With the other wrap being a W-R-A-P. I can't spell.
Yeah.
Proper
You
field
take the
English.
olive oil and then you put it into the frying pan, and that's quite literally a line. I kind of forgot the rest of it though.
I never listened to one of the Hypnosis Mic songs I always listen to is Femme Fatale. I just really like
It's
Femme
so
Fatale,
good.
especially the chorus
Oh
bit.
my god! All of
I
the
like the
woman
ending
songs
as well.
in Hypnosis Mic go unnecessarily hard, and that's like,
They
yo,
do.
It's crazy too,
Like-
considering like the oldest woman in Hypnosis Mic is full on like 54. Like, yo,
Is she?
yeah, she's 54 and she
my
has
God,
a kid, and her kid is one of the main cast, but he doesn't know that like that's his mom. The kid is also a chronic gambler, and he's kind of homeless.
Oh my god, it's him! It's him! I know exactly who you're. His mother works for the government and is 54
His mother
and
is the
spitting
government.
bars.
His mother is quite literally
His
the
mother's
prime minister.
government! Oh my god. Oh my god. I've just learned new information about Hypnosis Mic I thought I didn't need. I need to get on the Hypnosis Mic action. Like, I need to download the game or something. Like, I wanted to download the game, but then I just never did. I think it's because I was playing Twisted Wonderland, and I was like, I can only have one love at this time, because my phone cannot handle 2. And I already got Project Sakai, so I was
That's
like,
so
I can't
real.
do it. But, like, I put Project Sakai on my iPad now, so I can just kill my hands, you know? Average
So
day.
true. Oh my god. I haven't played
But-
Project Sekai in forever, but I was so intimidated by that game. Like, out of all the games I've ever played, like, Project Sekai 1 has terrifying beat maps that are like super fast. Like, and they're also starting to do that like weird OnStars thing too. At least in the JP version, where they just like randomly stop. Like,
Oh, yeah. Terrifying. Like, I remember when the English one came out, I was like one of the first few people to play it. I was just sat in a pub, just full comboing the songs on my phone. I got to like a really high level. I was part of the top 10,000 for the Holy Night I Sing event
What?
as well. Yeah, and because I'm on iPad now, like I've always been good at rhythm games, but now that I'm on iPad and because my phone's broken, it didn't register flicks properly. But because I'm on iPad now, I can full combo expert mode songs and master mode songs on like a high speed.
That's so terrifying.
And I almost could have in the cyber shooter one. I was in like the I think I was 72nd thousand or something. I don't know. There's a lot of zeros at the end, so I wasn't in the 10,000s, unfortunately. I think I was in the 17,000s. But um the I was playing it like I was sweating it out because there was a Toya card I really wanted, and I still want it. I didn't get it. I got the Akito one from the event, but I didn't get the Toya one, which sucked. Because I had like 12k gems saved up for it, and I kept getting 4 stars, but they were never Toya, so I just gave up in the end. But um, where was I going with this? Yeah. So I was sweating out the leaderboard as well because like obviously to get gems I had to sweat out the leaderboard too, and I got I was near like getting to the high bits, but then the audio on my iPad just stopped working. And it would not play any audio like at all. It would play
Oh,
audio from other games, but it wouldn't play audio from Project Sakai. I was like, I'm gonna lose my rank on the leaderboard. Like once I get a high rank or something, I want to stay there. You know, like that's my spot, no one else's.
iPad
And
nerf.
yeah, like I'll be an iPad kid for like a week if it means I get to keep that spot. But I couldn't figure it out, and then I googled it on Reddit, and then I fixed it. But by the time I fixed it, I had lost my rank on the leaderboard, so I just gave up. Don't be a competitive player. Just don't. It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
no. Yeah, every
Yeah,
time I hear
it's
about
not
like people trying
not
to
worth it.
rank in like rhythm games, not even rhythm games, because like back in OnStars Basic, I remember like when it was just OnStars Basic, I would hear about people like full on losing days of sleep just so they could be like number one on the
Oh my god.
leaderboard, and I'd be like, hey,
Uh,
that's yo, you do not need that Leo Tsukinaga JPEG. On
yes,
basic
we do.
ranking
The
was
grind don't stop.
awful. Oh, it's so funny too because I'm pretty sure I did end up like ranking at one point in on basic, and now I haven't like opened the game in like 4 years at least.
Oh my god. Oh
Yeah,
my days.
like you had to play so much in on basic, and it was terrible. And like yeah, with the Sakuma brothers too, and like Knights because they're just so popular. It's like it was terrifying.
There's this
Monstars
one
bad.
song in N Stars. I think it was Crazy Roulette. I think that's what it's called.
I know that one.
Yeah. I that was one of the first songs I played on there, and I was like, because so the reason I downloaded N Stars was because of the song USA. I heard the
It's
song
always
USA,
USA.
and I
It's
was like,
always USA.
I need to, I need to know what went through their minds making this song. I just had to know. I was like, I gotta know. I gotta know. So I downloaded the JP one. I was like, I'm gonna figure it out. And it was a few days before the song actually came out on the JP one. Like it was 2 days, I think. So I had 2 days to like figure out the game and stuff. And I played it for a bit. And Crazy Roulette was one of the first songs I played on there. And I was like, you know what? I'm vibing with this. I really enjoyed it. But I pressed a button by accident. And the thing with Japanese games is it's all in Japanese.
Mhm.
And I can't read Japanese, so I could not fix the filter. So it was just stuck on one song the entire time. And it was Crazy Roulette. It was just Crazy Roulette.
Just
The only
crazy
song I could
roulette.
the only song I could play was Crazy Roulette. And I was like, you know what, I'm not complaining, but like there are several other songs I would like to play.
That's so
So
terrifying.
I just uninstalled the game because I was like, I can't figure this out. I'll just wait for the English version to drop, you know? Like, sure, I'm gonna have to wait like a year for USA to come out, but it's a price I'll pay. But It technically shouldn't USA be out on the English ones now, unless it's like waiting another year or so.
I have
But
no idea. I haven't opened like OnStar's music also in kind of ages because it also kind of deleted my English account at one point, and I was like, bro.
oh, it
And
did?
then I just kind of like got so angry. I kind of just not didn't open it. I don't even have it uninstalled. Like it's still there. It's just every time I see it, I just kind of like seethe in rage, and I'm like, ensemble stars.
Ensemble stars. Rah! uh, I think yeah. Back to Hypnosis Mike though. There's not a lot of Hypnosis Mike songs on Spotify, so the only ones I can have are like the intro and Femme Fatale, and it really annoys me.
I'm pretty sure
Like,
they're all
what
there.
more?
Actually,
Are they?
it's just yeah.
They're not in England for some reason.
Oh,
Like you can't listen to them in England. And I'm like, is it because I'm British? Is that the problem? Do you like want me to like leave? Because like I can move to America if that's where you're
Where-
keeping them.
where are all the hypnosis make things located in my liked songs? Oh God, where did they go?
Like, and oh yeah, and then J Rap itself. I think I listen to Calliope Mori a lot, if that counts.
Sure.
I mean, not a lot of people like Callie's music, but I like Callie's music, so that's what counts.
Someone
As
in
long
my
as you're enjoying the
chat
music,
said that
you
they
know what?
vaguely remember the Hip Mic songs only available on JP Spotify. Let's see. I don't know. I swear there are
Yeah,
more
I'm pretty sure
like
they are only
on the
available
Ian
on there.
version. I don't know if it's like updated, but I do. There definitely are, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it's been like recent. There's a handful global. Okay, but not everything. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay. Oh, hypnosis mic. Hypnosis mic feels like a fever dream.
To be fair, it is a fever dream if you. It is a fever dream if you think about it. Yeah.
It is.
Like genuinely, I don't think the creator has a single sane soul, a sane bone in their body making that. Like, it's a good story though. Like, I wouldn't have thought of having epic rap battles in the name of the law. But then that's also kind of worrying because then anyone can do it as long as they know how to spit bars.
So true. I think it's not necessarily that you start rapping and then suddenly everyone around you is like getting pummeled to death. I think you specifically need a hypnosis microphone. But what do I
Where do they
know?
even get them from? Where do they even get them
That's
from?
what
Like,
I
how
want
did
to
they-
know, cause that's
Where
like,
did they come from?
yeah, cause from what I remember, some of the characters like got them from the government, but it's like you can't just be getting them only from the government, right? Like they're
Yeah,
not
like,
they're not
you-
like
you
guns or
have to
anything.
say
You
that they're
like, do you need actually are they like guns? Do you need like a registration for your
I mean-
hypnosis mic? Do you need hypnosis mic insurance?
Do you need to like prove to the government you can spit bars before you can own one?
It's like, hi government.
I would not own
Today I will be rapping my original song.
one. Oh my god, yeah, spit some bars, go.
No.
Boom.
Yeah. Mics.
Yeah,
Hypnosis.
microphone. They spit bars.
Hypnosis. The microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to freestyle. Yeah. I can't think
Yeah.
of a word that rhymes with style. Kyle.
Kyle.
I don't know a guy named Kyle. Yes, I did. That's a lie.
Kyle.
I knew a whole pile.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't own a hypnosis mic. Maybe we should
Yeah.
leave that to the professionals. Let's leave that to the professionals who actually know how to rap, because I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't-
yeah. Let's yeah.
You should be allowed to have that. Well, that was
That was
the first question, which lasted us a bit long because we got sidetracked. But that's what talking's all about. You just get sidetracked and enjoy yourself.
so
don't you?
true. Hypnosis
So-
Mike.
Hypnosis Mike ends. Hypnosis Mike doesn't end corruption, it ends my live stream.
We're gonna get sued. I talked
Yeah,
about
we're
rap
gonna
and
get
rap once,
sued.
and now we're both terminated forever and
No.
wanted by the government, and we have to rap battle the government.
We've got to rap battle the government to, like, free ourselves from the government. Imagine actually having to rap battle the government.
I
though,
think
for,
I'd
like, your
cry.
freedom.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would just kind of like break down and be like, "Hey, government, I don't
I would-
like respectfully. I'm not gonna rap battle a 50-year-old woman, 54. I don't even know how old she is. I think she's like 54.
Wait, imagine if, like, so, you know how, like, the government gave them, like, hypnosis mics and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What if, like, you went to court and one of the options to, like, settle your court case was
What
to
if
have
you,
a
like, went to
freestyle rap battle against the judge? And, like, if you couldn't rap, you could get, like, an attorney who could rap for you. Like, an attorney or a lawyer who could just spit bars in your name. That'd actually be so dumb.
Like, I may be guilty, but my attorney knows a lot of words. So
Yeah, my attorney will get you banned from the rapping game. My attorney has rapped.
yeah, I may
A
have
lot.
killed 7
Spit
people,
bars.
but you know what my attorney can do? My attorney can write a soliloquy on the spot. My
I would
attorney
actually
is a
pay to watch that.
classical author.
They should make a hypnosis mic like law series. Like, I would watch that.
They should.
Like, genuinely. Like, I'm giving them ideas right now and they should use them.
Hypnosis Mike, I hope you're watching. Hypnosis Mike sponsorship
Yeah.
when?
Yeah, give me a hypnosis mic sponsorship. I'll give you all the all the best like things. You know, like, I'm just saying.
Look at my lawyer, dog. I'm going
Lawyer
to jail.
dog. No, you're not going to jail. I said so. Like, just imagine having to, like, rap battle the government. I mean, you can't imagine that because it did happen actually. So
Now imagine doing that in real life, like with actual
imagine doing that in real life.
politicians, like.
oh my god, imagine if every world war was just solved with a rap battle. That would make life so easy.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Oh, you want this country? No. And then just proceed.
Political debate.
Oh, wait.
Parentheses rap.
Oh wait, yeah, political debates are raps if you think about it. Like, genuinely, you could put like rap music over it and then put the BPM. I think it's BPM.
Yo, wasn't
like,
this is kind of off topic. Wasn't this just the plot of Hamilton? Like the musical.
Wait, no, you're right. This is the plot of Hamilton. We just described the plot of Hamilton using anime boys.
Hamilton is when you mix Hypnosis Mike and Ace Attorney together.
Hamilton is literally American history meets Ace Attorney meets Hypnosis Mike meets politics.
I think it's so funny how like the one like the question I asked you like beforehand was like, yo, is there anything I shouldn't mention, like just in case? And the one thing you said was politics, and here we
Politics,
like
maybe,
it's politics,
even,
but like not.
this is funny politics. I'm on about like modern day politics, you know, like I'm not here for that.
So true.
Like, I don't care about that. I care about the 1800s politics with Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr's enemies. So
And their Hypnosis Mics.
yeah, the hypnosis mics. What do you think the hypnosis mics would look like though? Because they're all customizable, aren't they?
Oh my god, they are. I don't even know the plot of Hamilton. Wait, I'm American.
You don't know the plot of
Wait,
Hamilton?
no, the plot of Hamilton.
I'm
textbook.
British and I've watched Hamilton like 8 times.
Wait, no.
I also learned
the plot
American
of Hamilton
history.
is quite literally my own country's history, guys. I'm a fake American. Actually, I've been faking my accent this whole time.
Oh my god, fake accent, you fraud! It's fine. I watched it. You know the movie which came out in like 2015, The Greatest Showman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it 32 times, unironically.
How do you watch something 32 times?
I don't know. I just watched it 32 times, and it got to the point where my family was like, Prima, you need to stop watching it. Oh my god.
The most I
Ah.
watched something was like 5.
No, I watched it 32 times, and like, the reason I watched it 32 times was because, my internet went out and it was the only thing downloaded on my Samsung tablet at the time. Like, it was genuinely the only movie on my tablet. So I was just like, you know what, I'll watch it before bed. So I watched it before bed. And I woke up and I was like, man, there's still nothing to do. The internet's out for a week. Might as well just watch it again. And I was like, you know what? Watch it again. Third time's a charm. And eventually I watched it so much I could genuinely tell you the timestamp for when the song started. Like...
One of my viewers said this isn't really a skill, but it is also a skill. It's an anti-skill. Watching...
I'm an anti-hero for, like, movies.
That's so
And
terrifying. 32 times?
I didn't even need karaoke for it either because I learned all the lyrics just by watching it. Like, I didn't need a karaoke for it. And now I just can sing it whenever I feel like it. And like I can remember some lines from the show as well, which I shouldn't. Uh like one thing I remember is when he's going to like the General Thompson, I think that's his name. That's his stage name, I think. General Thompson. He goes P.T. Barnum goes to his house and he's like, I need a star. And then Thompson's like, you want people to laugh at me for money? Nuh-uh. And he like locks his door. And then P.T. Barnum's like, I see a soldier, no, a general, riding on the best horse with the best refined outfit. And when they look at you, they won't laugh. They'll salute you. And then he comes out the door and he's like smiling and he nods, and then that's how he recruits General Thompson, I think that's his name, yeah. And then he goes to the washroom where the bearded lady is, and then he's like, who's singing that amazing song, that harmonious symphony? And then he like pulls it back and then it's the woman, and then she's like, sir, I'm gonna ask you to leave. And then his daughter, I think it's Connie, I think her name's Connie, she like hands her the poster, and then it goes and cuts to the interview bit, and then like he jumps on the table and he sees the Irish giant and he claps his hands together, and then after that bit Come Alive starts playing, and then after that bit the I just explained the whole entire plot of The Greatest Showman. Rising, I could not
dropped the
I could
entire
not read
time.
I could literally tell you the entire movie in less than 20 minutes because I've watched it so much. Like, genuinely, I've watched it so much.
That really is a skill.
This is... When you watch a movie so much, you, like, remember everything about it. Even the bits you shouldn't remember. Like, for example, when they went to buy their new mansion, the mansion was actually the same one they went to as children, which was abandoned. He like refurbished it because like that was their dream home, and he gave it to Charity, his wife, because he was like, I want my wife to live in luxury because this is the life I promised her. And then inside of it they like, you know, got their daughter a dollhouse and the other daughter ballet slippers because she wanted to be a ballerina and stuff. But yeah. And then one of my favorite lines in the whole entire movie is from Charity, where she's like sat at her dresser and she's like put like taking out her earrings, and she just goes, I haven't seen that many prima donnas in my life. They'll get over it. And then
Is this why you're called Prima Don P?
No, but like maybe. Actually, my name is a whole different thing, but I guess I could add to it. But like, the word prima donna has just been one of my favorite words.
That's
like,
a good word.
Like, it is a good word. Like, ever since I heard it, I was like, yo, I like that word. And like, I've never had a chance to use it because prima donna is like such a extravagant word. Like, you don't use it in everyday life anymore. But if I could, I would. It's like pathos, pathos, or prima donna. Those are like two of my favorite words. And like, funny enough, they'd all start with P.
P words.
P word.
P word.
But another film I've watched a lot is Shrek 2 and the Bee Movie.
I don't know what I was expecting,
Like-
but
Unironically, I've watched the Bee Movie multiple times, willingly, because I had it on DVD. Like,
oh,
I'm not too basic to use fancy words. Rising, I'll have you know, I'm not basic at all. I watched the same movie 33 to 32 times. Actually, I was watching it again with my sister because they put it on Disney Plus, but then my Disney Plus ran out, and unfortunately, I got halfway through it before I could officially finish it, which made me really sad. You've never... Please tell me you've watched the Bee Movie, Ren.
I have.
Okay, good. So, my chat is just basic then. You're basic. You're basic. You never watched the Bee Movie. You're not cool enough to be here. Cool kids only.
Not cool enough to be here.
Not cool enough to be here. Great bee pun. 10 out of 10. But, I don't know. I don't really watch movies often, but when I do, I normally just rewatch ones I've already watched. Because, like, I know the plot. I know
That's
how it's
fair.
gonna end. And, like,
Yeah.
I like animated shows, but, like, The Greatest Showman is probably the only movie I've watched, like, multiple times and gotten to the point where I've driven people in my family insane from it. Like, I watched it so much, my siblings just got so fed up. They're like, can you please just turn it off and watch something else? Or just go back to playing Minecraft or something. Just do something.
Man. The Greatest Showman.
Oh my god. My friend tried to use a script to fill her friend's ex with the entire Bee Movie script without vowels. Wait, so they were just reading the Bee Movie script without the vowels?
How do you, wait, hold on.
So, oh, a friend, an ex-friend, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay.
Fill a friend's ex with the entire Bee Movie script?
No, the server. Oh my days. Okay, well, we got off topic again because of movies and me being absolutely
And the
deranged.
bees.
Here's your next question. Are you ready
God.
for it?
Oh god, okay, I'm terrified.
Okay, what got you into VTubing? Like, how did you go from being I assume you said an engineer to being a 2D anime child?
Do we want like the extended lore, or do we want just like this specific life?
You have multiple?
Yeah.
I would love a movie. I would love a movie night with cookies. Yeah, you bake amazing food. I think I've eaten your food before. Let me have some more. But yeah, give me the extended lore. Like
The
you had
extended lore? Okay.
prior incarnations.
Yes.
There wasn't just one of you.
Yes,
Oh my God.
there is in fact multiple of me.
How many of you are there?
As a VTuber,
Like roughly.
yeah. Like one past one. As like YouTube in
Oh,
general,
you had
like
one?
like I don't know, like one or two, three. I don't know.
I've had. You want to know how many models I've had?
How many?
About 5.
Nice.
I've gone through 5 lives already. I'm like a
Nice.
cat. I've got 4 left.
Oh no. 4 more until
got 4 left.
until your VTuber license expires.
Yeah, 4 more until my license expires, because I'm like, I don't know what kind of model I want. Like, I'm pretty sure this one's just gonna be temporary as well. Like, I'll probably change it out like next year as well.
There's
But tell me
yeah.
your extended lore
My
before I start
extended
answering
lore.
your one.
Okay. Do you want specifically VTubing or
Well, I want to know how you actually got into this like genre of like media. Like, how did you like get here? Like, did
how
you
did I
like
get here?
watch any
Mental illness.
VTubers or did you just like mental illness?
Okay, where was I? Okay, my extended lore. This is so terrifying. We're unearthing things that should not be unearthed. Things that are
We are
like
unearthing
that
some
are
of it.
like buried underneath like a stone tablet in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Oh
So
my God.
let's see. Hmm. Yeah, okay. It was roughly quarantine, right? Like
Yeah.
2020-ish, like early 2020-ish. And so I get back from school, my like last ever day of school. Little like like sophomore year me. I don't know how that translates into British terms, but like my 10th
You'd be
year of school.
I yeah, that would be like you're hold on. So you stay in high school for like so freshman when you're a freshman you're about 11, I think. And then no, you'd be 10 cuz no, wait. No, you'd be 12 if you're a freshman cuz your middle school goes on longer than our high school. So you'd be around I want to say around
I was 16 by the way.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What now? What now or like then?
Then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, yeah. You'd be in like year 11 for us,
Okay,
and
okay.
that would be like the final year of school for us. But like, obviously, you have senior year after that. So, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get what you mean. Yeah,
Okay, so it was like my second year of high school. They just announced that we're all going home because quarantine and whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a moment. And then we proceed to just never go back to school. And so I spent like the entirety of the rest of the semester just kind of like rotting in my room because my grades were fine already. I didn't really have to do any work anymore. I just for real just like kind of sat there like playing Tetris all the time. Actually no. Actually I found out about VTubers before I started playing Tetris. Okay, so what happened? I don't even really know what happened. I was going through some things, like many a thing, and um and then let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to bring up. Okay, so I start watching Minecraft YouTubers, right?
Oh no! Oh no! I can tell where this is going.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I called on this. You know what? Continue. We all know. We all know. Was it? Please don't tell me it was the Dream SMP. It wasn't Dream SMP, was it? You weren't like.
In my defense, it was before that. I was there before that developed. I was there before it started getting lore and everyone found out everybody on there was problematic.
Oh, so you were like you were like
I was one of the
season
OGs.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was there when it was
I
quite
there for
literally
season
just
one.
them trying to explore the Nether update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of the originals.
Yeah.
Like, sort of. I was there when season one finished, basically, and then I didn't watch it after season one.
Yeah, I stopped watching like once all the lore stuff started coming out, and then I got into
Yeah.
Genshin, and then it's just been a downward spiral from there. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, same.
Um,
I'm still in my Genshin era. I haven't left it, unfortunately. I'm still waiting for a shining light to get me out.
so true.
It's yet to happen. It's yet to happen. I'm still waiting. Please get me out. I'm begging.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to. What if you could get into this thing called limbuspilled? No, we need a smoother transition into the Limbus companyification of everybody I meet.
Oh my god.
Where
I
was
just
I?
like co-op games which are colorful. You're telling me your extended lore through Minecraft YouTube.
Yeah, my extended lore from my Minecraft YouTuber phase. So I had a Stan account, right? It was terrible. It was a time I hated it. Sometimes I look back on it and I'm like, what was I thinking? Thank God I didn't like associate any of my like real names or like my like emails I use for like important things on there, because it was a time. Yeah. And so, I don't remember when, but at some point I find this, like, HoloLive clip. This was before HoloLive EN, by the way.
I remember when they debuted. I feel so old,
know,
but, like, it was the
right?
best. It was the best day ever.
I
like,
was,
it was so
freaking
revolutionary.
out. I was there for, like, all of their debuts. I was screaming. Oh my god.
Okay, bye, Rising.
Yeah.
Make sure you look after yourself. Go eat some yummy food. Bye-bye. But
yeah, and so
yeah.
I find a HoloLive clip of like all the like JP members Minecraft server, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so epic. This is like that one girl I used to watch, Kizuna Ai, who I don't remember what happened to her because I haven't kept up with her.
Kizuna Ai.
Yeah.
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 Like the big dog of the streaming world.
The VTuber
the
ever.
big dog. The VTuber.
Yeah.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, and then what happened? So then I'm like sitting there watching them, and I'm like, wow, these are great. And then I start like watching more of them because I think they're just so funny, and I'm like, wow, this is such a great concept. Like being able to make all this content and stuff without attaching your like real name or your real face. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And then I get into specifically, I think, Suisei. And then I watch her I watch what's it called? Her Kakusei cover, and I'm like, "Oh my god. This shit's amazing."
Her voice is crazy good.
I know. And
Like,
so, yeah. Then that all happened, and then I become just a regular like HoloLive watcher, and also because Suisei was in the OnStars, and I was like, "Yo, OnStars." And so then I'm like
Hey, yo,
a Minecraft
OnStars.
YouTuber fan and a VTuber fan at the same time, and like nobody I knew like was also into VTubers, so it was kind of crazy. And also, yeah, that happened in like all her Tetris streams. I was like freaking out, bro. Oh my god.
oh yeah, because she's like really good at Tetris, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the clips where she just like absolutely demolishes all the hard Tetris stages.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
crazy
Oh my
good
god,
at what she does.
Tetris. And
You
so,
sound like you love Tetris.
I used to play it like religiously, and I haven't touched Tetris in like ages. You know
Oh
what
my
I
God.
have touched a lot? Minesweeper. Oh my god.
Oh no! I've met another Minesweeper.
Oh
No, I can't. Right,
no.
I have
Minesweeper.
nothing against people who play Minesweeper because my moderator loves Minesweeper. Like, he will sweep to oblivion. Like,
I pulled up
when we
Minesweeper
were
right
when we were
now. Just
when
kidding.
we were studying in class together, they would just like put their phone to the side because we weren't allowed phones in class and would just play Minesweeper. We were meant to be studying for exams. Sometimes it would just be Minesweeper.
That's for real how it is. It's like, oh, I'll just do one little Minesweeper thing. I'll just like, you
Yeah.
know, do one game, and then
It'll
it's
turn
like,
into 1,000.
yeah. Oh my god, Minesweeper is such. I don't even have
Yeah,
like words
and then-
for it.
And then I was like talking about Minesweeper with my mod. And then the person behind us in our English class was like, "Oh my god, you guys talking about Minesweeper?" And then another one popped up, and then they both played Minesweeper.
Do you mean
I-
we both played Minesweeper?
I didn't think Minesweeper was a popular game, but apparently it is.
It sure is.
I didn't think it was popular at all.
Yeah. It's
Like,
it's a terrifying game.
it's Minesweeper, all right.
Yep, it's
I
Minesweeper.
can't. It's sweeping, all right. I don't know what else I can say
Yeah.
about that. It's sweeping, all right. But
Yeah.
so you're like, so you got into VTube, like
All right. Yeah.
your VTubing.
Okay, so then it's
Minesweeper
like-
distracted us.
Yeah. It always does that, even when you're not playing the game. Minesweeper is a
Yeah.
distraction. Oh,
It'll
it
get
happened
you.
again. Okay.
It'll get you when you least expect it.
Yeah. And then where was I? Oh god. Okay. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
so I'm a Minecraft YouTuber stan while I'm a VTuber stan. Terrible time, and it's also quarantine, so I have like all this time, and so like literally that summer I find more VTubers. Like I find indie ones because like at the time it was like, oh yeah, if you want to be a VTuber, you got to go corporate, right? And so I find
Yeah.
other ones. I find like 3D ones. I find like a bunch of 3D ones, and I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. And then I find like this one VTuber named Lyrica, and so I'm like, oh my god, there's a Filipino one. Oh my god, Philippines bitch.
Oh my god, Philippines!
Yeah, and then I see she's also 2D, like all those corporate ones, and I'm like, that's crazy. Oh my god, I wonder if I could figure out how to do that. So then I stumble upon like a live 2D tutorial, and I'm like, I can draw a little bit. What if perhaps I So then in my 16-year-old craziness, quarantine craziness, I draw and rig a like this really small model, like it full on doesn't have a body, like it's pretty much just a head and like the shoulders and like the neck and yeah, just everything above the
Oh,
shoulders.
wow.
And so I
Season
make
dust
that.
up.
Yeah, I make that. I download Shotcut, and I get a webcam, and then I just start going at it. I'm like, I'm gonna make specifically Minecraft content because
Oh
I
my
like
god.
Minecraft.
I love Minecraft.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna be the Minecraft VTuber, and that was like my whole thing. Like, and considering I was 16 and like pretty much entirely self-made, that was kind of like a big. I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself like I'm not gonna like hype myself up too much, but I was that was a thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Thankfully, that was like 3 years ago. So I think if you searched up Minecraft VTuber, you'd find like 20 100 million other ones, and not me. But I did get to a point though where like, because like I also developed an ego searching problem at some point. That was kind of already a thing that was there though. But like that's a whole other thing. And so one day, a few months after I had like stopped, I look myself up, and it turns out like I was at the very least big enough to have my names on like those really like cruddy VTuber forums with all like the dude bros. It was
What are the dude bros?
the dude bros. You know those guys who are like how were you describing earlier, like the one on your Genshin stream that was like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
look
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, yeah. And like all
Yeah.
those people who are like, oh my god,
No.
I want to bang this VTuber, and it's like,
Oh.
bro, that's kind of yeah,
That's
kind
kinda
of
weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of strange.
and it's like
Yeah.
they're all like rotting like in their basements, and their like mothers hate them
Yeah.
or something. But
Yeah,
like to a
definitely don't contribute to
16-year-old with
society.
like attention issues, that really got to me. This one bro, like there's this one bro who like said something, and then like at the time it really hurt. In current day, I'm like, he was kind of right though.
Whatever.
like he called me autistic, but like in a bad way. And at the time, I was
Oh.
like, oh, he's trying to insult me, therefore I should feel insulted by the insult that he tried to insult me with. But in modern day, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I am. like genuinely. like
That's how I think about it as well.
like I for real have like 20 100 million comorbidities and like have exhibited traits since birth, and it's kind of like, how did I get this far?
How do we get this on? Like, it's just strange. I do, like, I'm not diagnosed or anything, so I'm not gonna say I am. But
Yeah,
like,
same.
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things which I do which could be explained by it.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't say that I have it because I haven't been diagnosed with it, so I don't have it. But like,
Yeah.
if I did, it would be funny, you know?
yeah.
Like sometimes I'll make a joke with my friend or something because my friends say that I have a lot of like traits for it, so like they'll make a joke of it saying
Peer
"Come on,
review,
you
let's
know
go.
why." Oh my god, impromptu quiz. Let's find out.
Yeah,
Oh.
like with me personally, like I've genuinely actually thought about it since I was like 12, where it was like, yeah, if you flap your hands when you get really excited, you might be autistic. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Like, I never thought about like I didn't know what autism like. I didn't know what autism properly was until like
Yeah.
I was 13, maybe 14. I'm like, I didn't think that much about it because I didn't think I had it. Like, I still don't think I have it until the papers prove me otherwise. I don't think I have it. But,
Yeah.
but like, everyone around me was like, Prima, you, are you okay? You've got like problems. And I was like, what do you mean I got problems? Like, what do you mean standing with my arms like up to my chest is a problem? Like, what do you mean me jumping up and down and flapping my hands around like a helicopter is a problem? Like, what do you mean me talking about Genshin Impact for about 4 hours straight as well as the lore and watching a film for 32 times is a problem? What do you mean
Yeah.
really
Like,
liking Pokemon to the point of learning the Pokedex is a problem? I just thought these were normal things everyone did.
yeah, that's what I
But
thought too. I was like, huh, I just be existing. Like, maybe it's not
yeah,
autism. Maybe I'm just like
maybe
built like
maybe
this.
I'm just existing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think I had it. And then my friend who does have it was like, you have a lot of traits which align with it. And I was like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah,
I
same
mean,
with like my friends. They're like, "Hey, yo, Rena, like I've known you since childhood. You're kind of, you know that flappy hand thing, and you know how you've been able
yeah.
to read since you were 3, and you know how you have synesthesia, and you know how you developed BPD, and you know how you like also got diagnosed with ADHD. Those are kind of like, you know." And I'm like, I sure do know.
See, like I couldn't fathom it. I was like, "What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with me at all. Like nothing wrong with me out the sort. I just played Genshin Impact for 8,000 hours straight.
Oh my
I'm
god.
normal. I'm like normal. I don't know what you
Yeah,
mean.
I'm so normal, man.
Like
Like I'm just
this
like
is normal
extra normal.
behavior.
Like
Yeah,
100% normal. Like you know how
I'm
like
above
natural.
normal.
Like this is natural. Like we're just super
Yeah.
natural. Like not supernatural as in like paranormal, but supernatural as in just like so natural you can't even comprehend how natural we are.
Yeah, like we're normal, but like above normal. We're like cooler normal. We're
Yeah,
the cool kids normal.
we're like 500% normal. I don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, we're
Neurodivergent,
like
wrong. I'm just neurotypical, but like extra typical.
yeah. Like I'm so typical. I'll tell you about my favorite game for like 4 hours and pray that you will survive it. Because I remember, so when I first got into Genshin, it was during lockdown, obviously, and
Yeah.
I was playing it in the middle of class because like I didn't want to be in class. I
Oh
was
my
just
god,
there because
same.
my dad was gonna beat me if I wasn't there. My
I
dad
get it,
wouldn't.
man.
He loves me. He loves me very much, I think. But um, it's that I put the phrase. But um, I was playing it and I was sat on call with one of my friends and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get to level 60 by, not level 60, I'm gonna get to level 16 by the end of today. Because it was the first day I had installed it. And I played it for 15 hours straight on my first sitting. Like, no breaks, no nothing. The only break I had was probably to go get my dinner. That was the only break I had the entire day. From 8 in the morning all the way to like 10 at night. I was hardcore gaming on Genshin and I did
Oh
get
my
to AR
god.
16. I got to AR 16 in one day. And I was like, bro, let's play together. So I was still playing it right up until like 12 in the morning because I was on co-op mode with my friend who was like AR 36 at the time. And we were just chilling, just enjoying the game. Like this was when the game was actually fun. Now
Oh my
I
god,
just play it
true.
because I have to. And I was like having the best time of my life. I like 100%ed everything on there. Like Mondstadt was complete with quests. I finished the quests, did the Archon quests, got Eula. You know, like I joined in on Hu Tao's first banner and I lost my 50-50 to Kaching on it. So my first promotional 5-star was Child and that is what I wanted. That was the one thing I wanted when I first started the game. I actually didn't have a gambling addiction when I started the game. I saved up all my Primo Gems specifically for the 11th Harbinger. I was dedicated to that grind. I got him though, and that was good. Um, he's been my main ever since. Ever since April of 2021, he's just been in my party and he has not left because I refuse to get rid of him.
Nice.
He's stuck with me for life. He can't leave. But I played it so much during lockdown that when I got back to school properly, it was the only thing I was thinking about from like the start of the lesson to the end of the day. Like I was like, man, what should I do when I get home? Oh, I should do this on Genshin when I get home. And I was like, wait, if the Genshin lore is like this, then that means that this is this. I was just theorizing while sat in physics class. And
oh my god, it's always physics class.
Yeah, it's always physics class. It's either physics or Spanish class, no in between. And oh, Spanish class was so funny because Spanish, we had to sit in our main seats because obviously COVID, we had set seats and we couldn't leave them. I was sat by this girl I was childhood friends with, and I just would not shut up about Genshin to her. Like every single day I had to make sure I said something to her about Genshin because she was just listening like I was insane. Like she would just nod her head and smile like, you must really like this. And I was like, yeah,
like
did you know
funny words?
Did you know
what's a Primo Gem?
Abyss mages? Yeah, she's like, I don't know who any of these men are which you're talking about, but good job. I was like, yes. And I was like, yeah, so this is one ginger guy who I really like. His name's Tartaglia, but also child with an E. And he's a harbinger. And she was like, I have no clue what any of these words mean, but go for it, girl. I was like, yeah. And then I had a notebook as well. So in Spanish class, she would do all the work. And, like, I kind of feel bad for her as well, because she did my work as well, because I wouldn't do it. Like, she would sit there and do double the work just because I was too busy drawing Genshin characters in a notebook. Like, I remember whenever it was a Genshin character's birthday, I would specifically draw them only that day. And I would just draw, like, full body images of them for that day. And then I would, like, slip them away in my notebook. But then sometimes I would just draw, like, Child or Kaya or Diluc. And I still have that sketchbook, and it's like I have 3 pages of just Genshin OCs and like Genshin in general. It's all just Genshin Impact in that book. Like the entire book is just Genshin Impact. Like I kid you not. And my other sketchbook is covered in Genshin Impact stickers. Like
that's honestly kind of impressive.
I don't have a problem, I promise. I just really
I don't have
Genshin
a problem.
Impact.
I can stop it.
I don't have a problem. Yeah, I can stop at any time. Like I could like not do my commissions today, except for I already did my commissions today, and I already logged in today, and I already did my battle pass today. But I can stop at any time.
I can stop at any time. It's fine.
I can stop at any time I want. Like it's fine. I have 896 days active. I can stop whenever I want. I can stop whenever I want. It's not a crime if I'm having fun.
Are you really having fun? Are you?
Maybe for like half those days I was. The other half I'm not so sure because there is no content.
That's so real.
I think the game stopped being fun once I hit max level, because my whole entire reasoning for playing Genshin was like, oh, my friends from high school play it, and it'll be a great way to stay in touch and like just keep socializing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it fixed a lot of my friendship. Like Genshin fixed a lot of my friendships. Like the one thing Genshin does, which no one talks about a lot, is Genshin has the ability to make or break a friendship.
Honestly, it kind of really does.
Majority of the time it makes them, especially with like it can make a relationship with anything, like friends, family, whatever. It can make or break one, because like genuinely it just can. It just has that power.
It's like so funky because you don't expect it from a game like that. But then it's like you go into co-op, you go into your mirror dungeon, not mirror dungeons. That's a different game. Your dungeons, and you're just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna be fighting some bosses together, and it's me, the leader of the entirety of this country, and literal god. Let's go.
Let's go. And like when I first initially like started playing it, I was obviously being carried, and like it was just fun because I got back into a friendship which initially just stopped being a friendship, but then it got back to it once I started playing Genshin and we started cooling more because of it. And I fixed so many of my friendships just by playing Genshin Impact and talking about Genshin Impact to people. Like if I actually have to I owe Genshin Impact like a lot. Like people say, ew, it's a terrible game. Ew, if you like it, you like children. I'm like, no. I like the game because it saved me.
Yeah,
Like,
like memories in games, it's like sure, like even if it's like bad now, because like back then it was like the game of its
banging.
time.
It was
Like in
the
modern,
game.
yeah, in modern day it's like not so much, but like back then it was like you can co-op with people. It's got a compelling story. Everything looks amazing. Like, yo, this is like the game of all time.
Yeah.
It was like, now these days there's been a few problems I've heard, but then it's like you think about the memories and it's like, darn, wish I didn't have those great memories from back when it was good.
Yeah. Like, it's almost sad because, like, I like. There's this one clip which we have saved where it's like I was around AR20 and in Liyue, where the Liyue Qixing's main building is, where like that guy is for that Archon quest where you go and give him the secret code and you can go to the Jade Chamber. Up there's like a waypoint and there's a ruin guard with a chest. I teleported up there and I was like being chased by that ruin guard, and my friend teleported up and just watched me be chased by this one ruin guard whilst I was trying not to die, doing like 15 damage to a level 35 ruin guard. And like I was screaming at the top of my lungs like, help me, help me, help me, I'm gonna die. I was using like a level 20 Kaya against a level 35 ruin guard and it was not working. But it was one of the better memories I have of the game. Because like it was just great. And like a lot of the time I got a lot of people in my school to play it with me as well, because I like went to them, I was like, hey, you guys should like try this game, it's free and I enjoy it, it's pretty, it's got nice colors, good cutscenes, good music, you should try it. And then if you get to level 16 I'll play with you and like farm. And a lot of them tried it and a lot of them enjoyed it, but none of them stuck around as long as I have. Like, I'm max level and play every day, so that speaks for itself. But like when they got into it, I was like, okay, I gotta be like their sensei. I've got to teach them everything I know. I'm gonna teach them artifacts. I'm gonna teach them the meta. But they don't have to follow the meta unless they want to. That is completely optional.
Oh my god, I hate the meta so much.
I literally didn't teach them the meta in the end. I was like, I taught them which characters go well together, and like if they want to use them together. But essentially, you can make anything meta if you try hard enough. Like genuinely, you can make meta happen.
Real!
If you just try
Oh my
hard
god,
enough.
I remember when like Kokomi came out and everyone was like, Kokomi can't create. She sucks as a game. Like she's so terrible. And also before Albedo's like first banner, everyone was like, Bennett sucks. You can't use Bennett ever because he sucks and we'll kick you out. And also like everyone's like Amber hate. Oh my god, those three specifically, it really sucked too because those were like my favorites. Like I used to like play Bennett all the time, and like I started mating Amber out of spite, and specifically charge shot Amber too.
Oh my god.
Like, man, it was a time.
For me, I've always mained Child, like, ever since, like, when I first installed the game, I was like, I gotta get Child, and Child is my #1 priority, it's all gonna be about Child, everything I do is for Child, it's all for Tartaglia, everything is for the 11th Harbinger, like, that was my mindset, and it still is my mindset going into things, like, whenever I go and do an Archon quest, it's for Tartaglia, whenever I do a story quest, it's for Tartaglia, whenever I decorate my teapot, it is for the 11th Harbinger.
Oh my god, the teapot part!
If I'm cooking food, you best bet it's going to Tartaglia. Why? Because he is my first Genshin love and will always be my Genshin love. Like, I may say, oh my god, I love the Wanderer. Oh my god, I love Albedo. Oh my god, I love Sino. You will never compare to the 11th Harbinger.
Oh my
There's
god,
just something
I get it.
about him. Like, there's
He's
something
just
about
a guy.
him. He's just a guy, yeah, like... he's just a guy. Like, I could hit him with my car and go, I'm just a girl. But that won't change the fact it's the 11th Harbinger. Like the other day when I was playing, like, I don't know if you still play. Do you still play?
No, I haven't like properly opened the game in a good like 2 years. Actually, I installed it last night, did 2 10 pulls, and then I didn't get Linny, and I was like, this game sucks. I'm never opening this game again.
This game sucks. I assume you're on American servers then.
Yeah. I do have like accounts on the other Asia server and Europe server.
Europe.
Yeah. I specifically made accounts on Asia and Europe because all of my online friends at the time just were not in America. And I was like, what, fine, I'll play on Europe servers. And then I proceeded to just never, I think I might be level 30 on Europe and then level 20 something on Asia or something, but I haven't opened those in a good maybe 2.5 years.
I did have a level 34 account in Europe from my old Twitter account, but then I deleted my Twitter account, so I lost my Albedo, Klean, Yelan, and Shenhe, and Kaching and Jean. And my Diluc, which hurt, but financially speaking, I still have the 11th Harbinger on my main account, so who's really counting?
Ah, yeah, man.
I still have the Harbinger, and you don't, so who's really counting? As long as I have Tartaglia, I'm fine.
So true.
If I lost my Tartaglia, I genuinely don't know what I would do. I think I would cause an I would cause a rumbling. Call me Eren Yeager. I would cause a rumbling for that Harbinger. I know there are so many better options now that all the Harbingers have been released. But none of them compare to the Ginger man. He's special. No one compares to the Ginger.
Yeah. Him and his silly little lifeless eyes and his funny little water bow of doom.
Yeah, and his silly little quips when he's like, "Oh my god, you'll never guess what Tusa said when I came to visit." Or his little, "Oh, I bet Tonya will love this when I come back to visit." Or the little, "I need to go bring my siblings gifts," or "I need to bring my father his medicine because my father is sick." He's a middle child of 10 siblings, and I only know this because I did a deep dive of his lore. I could tell you a lot about Tartaglia. His birthday is on July 21st. One of his favorite hobbies is ice fishing. He
fell into the void when he was 14 or something, and then came out 3 days later and lost all the life in his eyes.
Yeah, his teacher was called Skirk. He knows 99 different ways of combat. The 100th one being the bow, but he's not adept in it, which is why he uses a bow.
Which is why he uses a bow, and also why in his final attack animation, he straight up just doesn't use the bow, he just throws it.
Yeah. He just throws the arrow, and I know so much about him, I genuinely just love him so much. There's nothing appealing about that man at all. Apart from that. Apart from everything I listed, that is the only appeal he has, and I live for it. There is nothing redeeming about this man at all. You cannot redeem him, even if you try. Even though he said, "I'm not a bad guy." Okay, maybe I am a bad guy. You are a bad guy. And I know you're a bad guy. But you try so hard to be good despite being bad. And I just love that for him. You don't need to be a good person to be good. You just have to be semi-decent.
And one of my viewers says, "I'm an empath. I can redeem him. I can fix him."
I don't want to fix him. He's perfect just the way he is. I see nothing wrong with him.
He could be worse. He could
be worse.
He's
he genuinely could be.
As a person, he's probably the best. He's probably the best harbinger. He may have a kill count of 40,000, but that's probably nothing compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to Dotor. It's nothing. Nothing compared to the Blue Man.
The Blue Man.
But the Blue Man, I don't like the Blue Man. He's one of the. When I first saw him in the webtoon, one of his clones, I just instantly hated him. I was like, nope.
I know, right?
He looks like a bottle of toothpaste. I'm not having it.
He does.
I looked at him and I was like, nope, I don't like him. Nope.
Big toothpaste man.
Like, I was like, Toothpaste Man is out of the game. He is not simpable. I do not like that. And then they released his Omega version, his Omega, like, clone. And I was like, it's giving, but I'm not gonna give in. Because I'm not gonna stoop that low. I'm
So
gonna
true.
fight. Like, I'm sticking to my ideals. He will never be simpable. Even if he does look
So
attractive now,
true.
I will not. Once a terrible person, always a terrible person. But then I look at Scaramouche and I'm like, he does no wrong. He's innocent, Your Honor. He did not commit murder. He's innocent, I promise.
He didn't, you know, do child
He
experiments
didn't know.
on like an entire population
Yeah.
worth of children. Like
Yeah,
he was the
he's
child
innocent.
experiment, so
Yeah.
he's redeemable.
He's totally
Ignore how he
innocent.
kind of
He's
like
redeemable.
yeah, ignore everything else about
Yeah.
how he kind of yeah.
Plus his terrible personality where he was just rude to everyone was like just
It's kind of funny.
amazing.
Yeah. He's kind of a vibe.
Definitely left the
If you can just like admire him from like far away, like yeah.
Yeah, if you just admire him from far away, it's fine. Like Scaramouche, so Wanderer and Scaramouche, I have a thing against Wanderer. Like, I genuinely don't like the Wanderer. But I love Scaramouche, which is why it conflicts me. Because
Huh.
one thing about me when it comes to Genshin is I love characters based off of their personality, their design, their story, and their voice actors. Those are the 4 things I'm looking for. I don't care about the kids. There's just the 4 things. So with Child, I love his design. It's very familiar. It's very unique in its own sense. Like, I feel like if I saw him in the streets, I would be able to like talk to him if I was lost. Even if I didn't know who he was, I would genuinely just be able to go up to him and be like, "Hey, do you know how I can get here?" Because he just looks like an approachable person. His voice makes me just happy because he's got like such a lovely voice, which is like just sweet, but also terrifying if you like manage to annoy him enough. He's just because like he's a young adult, so he's just chilling. But like when you annoy him, obviously he's gonna be like mad about it, which is why he's also very familiar to me. His voice actor is just funny. Griffin Burns is just insane. I love Griffin Burns. He just makes me giggle. And then like his story quest when he was looking after his brother Tusa, it's just like he's a good person. Like I just love him for that. Scaramouche, on the other hand, terrible personality. His voice actor is a father as well, which just in contrast to Scaramouche just makes me giggle, which is why I like Patrick a lot. He's just funny. On top of that, his design, his Fatui design was amazing. Like the reds and the purples and the like symbolism behind the reds, purples, and blacks. It was really good. And then the story was amazing. Like Skirmish Wanderer Law is probably one of my favorite things in Genshin because of how like well thought out it was over the years. Like it was really good. And then they just had to ruin it with the Wanderer. Like I won't lie, when we got to Sumeru and that happened, that's when I stopped caring about the game. Like genuinely when they did that to Skirmish, that's when I just stopped caring about the game. Because right, I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong. Because Sumeru introduced Irminsul, and Irminsul is a part of the big Honkai tree. If you've played Honkai Impact 3rd, you know what the first key is, the key of creation and stuff. Like, you know, the big tree. The tree has like roots to all these different universes, Genshin being one of them, Honkai Star Rail being another, etc., etc. If you played Honkai, you know the Honkai law. And on one of those branches is Irminsul. And Irminsul connects to Genshin, which is how Genshin is part of the Honkai law, which is how, obviously, Honkai Impact, Genshin Impact. But the thing which annoyed me was the fact that Scaramouche just erased himself from the existence of the game itself. Like, no one knew who he was. Like, the only person who knew of his existence was probably Raiden Shogun and Yai Miko, because they were the ones who were there when he was obviously made. So everyone else just forgot about him, which in hindsight is a good thing, because then, like, they could just get on with life. He can get on with life like nothing happened. But the thing is, it created so many plot holes for the game. Like, it genuinely made too many plot holes. like, there were several things which could be explained by Dottore messing around with Skirmish when he was like just being a wanderer, because like the reason his friend died was because of Dottore with the like the the furnace in Inazuma. His friend died because of that, and then he had to go sort that because of Dottore, and then like all the betrayals, they were basically just Dottore's fault for a TLDR. And like that makes sense. But when you've got no one to betray you, how can those events which have already happened in game, which you have adventured through and like done, not happen? Because they're canon events, so even if he did erase himself from the lore, it would have happened anyways. And like it's just annoying because I was like, there's so many things which could be explained, but they just decided not to explain it. They're like, oh, this is Irminsul. Oh, we're gonna delete a bunch of things we already did in the past, so don't even worry about it because it's not canon.
How did they do that?
Yeah, they did that. And I was like, so all this lore, because like I have like, imagine a corkboard with like red strings attached to it. That's in my brain when it comes to Genshin. Like, that is my brain when it comes to Genshin. Like, I have strings attached into all different timelines. Like, I have timeline events for characters, for our conquest, like all of it. And then they just erased one strand of string. And that was enough to destroy half the board. And then with that, and then with the Hexen circle showing up and being like, oh, you guys changed the timeline, that's cute. It wasn't necessary, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it was not necessary to the game's lore at all. Like, because like, even after that, and like, once we got to Fontaine, it was never brought up again. We just left Sumeru like nothing happened. But it did happen because it should have been a big major plot point as well, because like, it was like, oh, this crucial information has been removed from Irminsul. Nahida doesn't know she is Greater Lord Ruka Devada. What are we gonna do? Like, she's the original Sumeru's Archon, just reincarnated. Sort of like a VTuber, but like, no one's gonna explain that because, as far as they're concerned, Nahida doesn't need to know. But she's the Archon of Wisdom, so of course she'll know eventually. And like, it just annoyed me because like, Irminsul did not need to do that. Like, they did not need to do that with Irminsul. They didn't need to do that with Skirmish, especially considering after that whole event of him erasing himself, he just got his memories back. But the only thing which changed was the fact of the timeline. He got his memories and everything back, but the thing which stayed the same from the change was the timeline. So he just screwed up the timeline for no reason and got all his memories back. But the thing which gets me the most is it's not the same Scaramouche. Like, he can have the same memories, he can act the same, but I just know it's not the same character. It's not the same. That's why I don't like Wanderer. Because it's not the character I fell in love with. It's not the character who I found relatable through all the hardships. It's just another guy with his memories. And even though it's a pixelated 3D character, it's just in my brain that I can't like that. Which is why I'm more fond of Fatui Scaramouche, the Balladeer, more than I am the Wanderer, because the Wanderer is just a secondary attempt of Scaramouche. And it will never be Scaramouche again, I know that. But I really think they should have reconsidered his lore before making him, like, redeemable. Like, because in Comedy dell'arte as well, the Scaramuccia in the mask, because I actually studied this because I did drama for a course, he's not really a redeemable character. He's literally the character who feigns ignorance and leaves problems for other people to clean up, which is very, very on par with his character, because like he acts all innocent and then he's like ruthless the next. But with Wanderer, he just doesn't live up to his title anymore, and it's just like, I know it's not your title anymore to uphold, but you've made serious plot points in both the Fatui, in the timeline, and just in the history of Teyvat in general. Like, it's all wacky and messed up, and that's why I didn't like it at all. And like, I know I've spoken too long about this, but I just had to share my
It's cool, man. I
thoughts on
get it.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I don't like it. And
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I fell out of love with Genshin, because, like, I still love the game, like, to bits. I'll play it every day willingly. Like, there's no end of game content when you're a high level, and then when they ruin something you cared so passionately about for years, it's just like, what am I doing at that point? Because I remember when on October 31st, because that's the Bohemian, not October 31st, it was like October 21st, I think it was. But I remember being sat in my drama class and waiting for the tweet of his official banner art. Like, I was sat there waiting. Like, I was refreshing Twitter. I was like, come on, it's gotta be here, it's gotta be here. Because, like, this was the first time we're gonna see the redesign as well. And I saw it and I bursted out crying because I was like, this is the guy who I'm gonna eventually spend a lot of Prima Gems on. Because I had been saving Prima Gems for about 8 months. I had at least 300 ready for him. And by the end of it, I had 380 wishes saved for him with
Oh my God.
40 pity. Like, I was dedicated to that grind. Like, everything I did, like, from April when the permanent Ayaka banner was up, I was like, that's it. I've got 100% guaranteed now. So I'm gonna give it to Scaramouche. Because that's who I really want. But then I pulled for Yoimiya because I really wanted Yoimiya. And I was like, you know what? After Yoimiya, that's it. If I lose the 50-50, it's fine because I have 100% guaranteed anyways. So I saved up all those wishes, got him. Like, first 5-star I got from the pools, it was a 50-50. And I got him on the first one before class. And then the rest of the time I was just sat in the art room pulling for constellations, and I got a C1 Scaramouche from it, which was good.
Yeah.
And then they released the story quest, and the story quest, because I was sick when I did it as well, so double the emotional impact. But it just was like, I didn't want to do it anymore, because like when it got to the end and everything was done, I was like, it's just not the same character anymore. It's just a cheap copy. Like, the Harbinger I wanted versus the character I got. I wanted the really pretty hat with the pretty veil and the bells on it. I wanted the purple outfit, the snide remarks, the rude customaries. And all I got was the rude comments and the snide remarks. That's all I got from it. And maybe his cute hair. I'm glad they kept his hair the same because I actually really like his hairstyle. I don't care what people say he pulls off the bowl cut or jellyfish cut. I don't care. I'm saying it now. He pulls it off.
He really does.
And he looks good doing it. Like, his personality is lovely, but it's not the character I wanted. Which is why I don't like Wander as much as I like Scaramouche. Even if they are technically the same person, to me they're not. They're two entirely different people. But, yeah, that was my rant on Genshin Impact.
Nice.
I love talking about Genshin Impact, you know. I love it, you know. You just, yeah. If you ever need a person who's really dedicated to the Genshin grind, just DM me. I know everything about that game. Like, sometimes people on yeah, like sometimes people on just random servers will ping me because, like, I remember there was this one server I was in and they were just talking about building their Diluc, and I was like, oh my god, no one knows how to build Diluc in this server, but he's been out for 2 years. Let me help. So I just sent a whole entire paragraph. I was like, okay, so you can use the Crimson Witch Pale set, preferably Pyro on the Goblet with some crit damage, because his level up stat goes into crit rate, so you can get 50% crit rate already from him, but it normally goes up to 48, so you would want a crit rate 5-star hat as well if you want to get to the 70% to 60%. And I was just naming all these weapons as well, all these artifacts, which talents, and then at the end I was like, but it's entirely up to you how you build it. Like, you don't have to follow what I did. Personally, I put a fish on him and called it a day because it gives him 100% burst damage. But they took everything I said and they're like, Jesus Lord, you play Genshin? Where did you even come from? And I was like, I came from the depths of the abyss because I heard the word Genshin Impact and I had to do my duty. And then now even when I'm not talking on the server, sometimes they'll just ping me and go, hey, how do I build this character? And then I'll just send them an essay on how to build that character, because even if I don't have the character, I know how to build them. That's how deep I am in it. And some people think I should be in like a cell because of it. No. I am normal. I am living. I am totally and utterly sane. I'm just really good at one thing. And that one thing is Genshin Impact. And if I have that one thing taken away from me, that one thing, the only thing I'm ever gonna be good at, well, I better be good at it until it ends. If that game goes down, I'm going with it. If I'm gonna be good at it until the end of my times, then I'm gonna be good at that game until I expire. There's nothing else I'm good at apart from playing Genshin Impact. And I will be so darned if I don't get to Snezhnaya. Or Khaenri'ah even. I'm going until Khaenri'ah's done. Until this entire game is done, I am not leaving my chair. I am sitting on the Genshin throne, and I will sit there willingly, playing every single update, every single day. I don't care if I get to 10,000 days active. I don't care. I don't care if I get the entire character archive. I've already got all the characters I want. I don't care if I get a gambling addiction, because I have over 7,000 Primogems saved already. Why? Because there is a Hydro Archon with my name on it waiting for me. But also I have 100% guaranteed, and I'm not going to gamble with the pity system, because that is a very scary thing, and you shouldn't gamble with the pity system, because if you gamble with the pity system trying to save up, that is a very terrible idea on your choice. And you wonder why you always lose your 50-50, because you always gamble. Instead of gambling, maybe try saving your 50-50 so you get your 100% guaranteed, so you can save that and save more money and live better. Because in the long run, a 10 pool is better than a single pool. Anyways, yeah. You wanna know something as well?
Sure.
The chair you're sat on in
I
my
figured it was gonna be a Genshin thing.
Yeah, it's a Genshin thing.
I looked at the detailing and I was like, that's a lot of
thing.
gold plating.
That's
a funny looking gem there.
It's Nouvelette.
Frills.
It's a Nouvelette design because Fontaine came out, and then someone was like, "Oh, free chair asset," and I was like, you know what? I'm really enjoying Fontaine, so let's just put a chair of Fontaine out and call it a day. But yeah, I've talked about Genshin so much. I think we need to go to we need to go to another topic before I start ranting about Genshin again, because I've just left you completely shocked.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure this is what I sound like when I talk about Limbus Company to my IRLs, because I'll start explaining like everything that happened in this chapter, and then after I explain everything that happened in this chapter, I start explaining the past few games and how this one line that was said in this one character description this one time is reference to how this guy like says this thing in this specific chapter, and how it's also a reference to this specific book by this specific guy written 100 years ago, and also this other book written by this other guy from a whole different country about like 100 years before that 100 years, and also how the same guy appeared in my dreams and psychoanalyzed my dreams.
Oh my god. Do I want to know what is it Limbus?
Limbus Company.
Right, you clearly love this, so as I've rambled about Genshin for at least like 20 minutes, I will give you the stage. The floor is yours. Are you sure? Please tell me.
Are you sure? We are going to take this to like another hour. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. If it takes an hour, gosh darn it, we take an hour. So, my final question for you today, because I don't think we're gonna get through it.
Oh,
what
God.
is
Oh, no.
your number one favorite form of media? And if it is Limbus Company, then tell me, why do you love Limbus Company and what's it about?
To be fair, my actual like number one most favorite form of media would be like multimedia projects, like Paradox Live. But
really?
Limbus Company.
Limbus Company, folks.
Oh god. Okay, how can I like compress this? Do I put my JRAP? I'm gonna put my JRAP skills into use. How do we
Oh my
compress
god.
this? Let's like
Kind of the hypnosis mic is about to go down.
yeah, the hypnosis mic and the crazy woman government.
Crazy woman government, let's go.
Here's a good paragraph. One of my viewers just typed right now. Okay, so to understand and truly enjoy Limbus, you need to read this 30 paragraph about it, but like you need to learn Library of Ruina lore, so here's a 40 paragraph Google Doc of that, and like to understand that, you need my 37 paragraph Google Doc of Lobotomy Core. And yeah, basically, thing built on top of thing, 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 and there are two, and then other things connected to that thing, and then things, and
That was a lot of things in
Yeah.
one sentence.
a lot of things.
So, what's it initially about? Like,
Okay, so
is it
so
like a detective game or something?
okay, so Limbus Company, it's like the actual game itself. It's this gotcha game that's got like, oh gosh, I don't even know how to describe the gameplay. Um, the gameplay is kind of an eyesore at first glance, and it's it's so scary. But by the way, there are 27 status effects, at least.
Oh my god, it's like Fear and Hunger.
It's also so funny because a bunch of Limbus Company fans, after the big crazy drama that has kept a lot of people out of Limbus Company in current day, which this delves into politics, so I won't go too much about it, but a lot of people
Okay.
migrated from Limbus to Fear and Hunger
Oh my god.
during like this hiatus they're doing, this like boycott they're doing, and so it's kind of funny. Anyways, so Limbus Company, gameplay wise, let's not go into that, and the 27 status effects and how everything is canon and anyways, so uh so gosh, do we start with just Limbus or just a general overview of the entire universe, the Project Mooniverse? Oh god, okay, so there's this big thing called the city, and yes, it's quite literally called the city. And so the city, it has,
city.
yeah, it's divided into these 26 districts, and they're all like named after like letters and stuff. And like, yeah, and so each district is run by this huge corporation called a wing. And so each wing, also, if you work for a wing, you are called a feather. This will become important later. And so also within the districts, like with the wings, the districts are divided into nests, which are kind of like where all the rich people live, and the back streets, which have a bunch of shady things going on, and it's kind of terrifying in there, and you kind of don't want to be in there, like, no matter who you are. And it's so terrifying because also, like, it's terrible trying to get from the back streets to a nest. And the thing is, nobody realizes that both are like equally as bad. It's just the nests are slightly better at hiding it because the nests have all these rich people, and obviously rich people can't have anything bad going on, but they do have a lot of bad things going on, which is how we delve into Lobotomy Corporation, which is about Elcor. And so Elcor's whole deal is that they produce energy for the entire city, and like they're like the best energy creators of the entire city. I don't forgot kind of what district they take up, but either way, they're really good at producing energy. The thing is, though, that is like their main product that they like put out. Everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone knows the Lobotomy Corporation provides our energy and stuff, yeah. But the thing is, with every single corporation inside the city, everything is just like super effed up. Like they'll say their thing is one thing, but it's actually another thing. Like there's J-Core, which is kind of like this whole casino like ordeal, and it's like their
I
whole
love
thing.
that.
Yeah, and like J-Core's whole deal is that their like actual advertised product is like this super crazy like locker, like the safe thing, but in actuality, J-Core's whole thing is that they can like they can manifest like your luck into a physical thing, put it onto like this talisman sort of thing, and you can like tape it to yourself, so you can basically increase your chances of probability for something. So it gets to the point where if you're like gambling in J-Core and you hit the jackpot like instantly, everybody knows that you have one of their like super crazy special products that are also super expensive, and so they're gonna be like gunning after you, and like you might die, and it's kind of a fun time. Not really, but yeah. And like there's also this other corporation called W Corp, and their whole thing is that they produce like the biggest like fanciest transportation system called warp trains, and it's like, yeah, they're warp trains, they're like great. And the thing is, that's what everyone thinks their actual like product is, but their actual product is that they have like they have like this thing called like, it's sort of like a save point where they can it like reverts you back to the original point you were at when you like saved at the save point. And so they incorporated it onto these trains, because the thing is with these trains, that the thing that nobody knows about these trains is that when you go onto the train, these trains like everyone thinks that you can like get between point A and point B in like 10 seconds, but in all actuality it takes about 2,000 years. And you're basically suspended in time and space within those 2,000 years, and you can't feel. You don't need to sleep, you don't need to eat, you don't need to like do any bodily function. All bodily functions are like ceased, halted. You cannot eat, you cannot sleep, and like it just feels like 2,000 years are going by. And after about a few years of being on this train, people start to go crazy. It happens every single time a warp train departs. Everyone starts to go crazy. They realize that if they want to feel something, the only thing they can feel is pain. And so what they start doing, they start cutting each other up. They start cutting themselves up to the point where it's like, they're like, people's like whole skins will be like just on the floor, and they will be like crawling towards you, and it's just, it's not a good time. And so what happens at the end of these 2,000 years is that once these 2,000 years are over, like when the train finally gets to its destination, basically, like, the people running the train, like, system, they, like, hit this button, and, like, actually, no, that's not what happened. So, I don't really know how they work, I'll be honest. When my viewer says to send you a Lovetown video, Lovetown is this whole other thing that comes into the prequel before Limbus Company, and it's... Lovetown, we don't speak about Lovetown. Except we are going to speak about Lovetown, because Lovetown is kind of, like, insane. But it's funny, too, because Lovetown wasn't even, like, one of the most, like, interesting things that happened on a warp train. So, like, with, Lovetown, what happened with Lovetown was that, these guys, it was just another warp train departure, right? And so what happened is, like, these two special people get onto this specific train, and their time is altered, so they don't perceive it as 2,000 years. They perceive it as, like, a week. And so what happens is that, like, after a while, once people start, like, doing the crazy things, like, they're the only two people who are keeping this one specific car, like, sane. And so everyone's, like, going crazy. This specific car is, like, going through it. They're the only ones who haven't started, like, cutting each other up. And so there's this couple on this train. Their names are Tommy and Mary. And so these two special people, not Tommy and Mary, these two special people, one of them is a nurse, one of them is a doctor. They're like, Tommy, Mary, there is a way to help everybody here. Since you're so concerned about them, there is a way. However, it might not be something you like. And they're like, it's okay, we'll do it. And they're like, okay, we are going to have to perform this surgery that basically merges the two of you together. And they're like, what?
What?
But then they're like,
disturbing.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is. And so what happens is they eventually do say yes. They get the surgery to merge them together. And so what happens is that once they're merged together, they basically go around into the other cars, kind of like absorbing every other like cut up individual so that they can like save everybody on this specific car. But then time keeps going on, and like it just kind of doesn't end up working out, because even the people in this car, they end up getting like absorbed into Tomary too, because the monster like that they created is also called Tomary, which apparently in Korean means something like vomit, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so Tomary's whole deal, yeah, they're now like combined together, and so while they're like combined together, time keeps going on. They eventually just like start kind of like forgetting who they were as individuals and start merging to just, you know, Tomary, like one consciousness, but not really, because they're still like aware. They're just not aware that they are separate people, which is kind of funky. And so they start like calling the doctor and the nurse like mom and dad, and they start like reverting back to like childish speech, and
Ew.
yeah, Lovetown is not a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny too because the thing is that is not the most interesting thing that has happened on a warp train. The only reason why that incident in particular was interesting was because everyone in the first class disappeared. And also for warp trains, if you're first class, you're basically safe from all of this. You basically just get put into this cryostasis chamber and you're asleep for those 2,000 years of like perceived time. And then yeah, and also at the end of warp trains, once you're done with your warp train journey, like the save point will also like delete any memories you've had of the warp train experience. So to you, it was just 10 seconds on a warp train. Yay! But in reality, that's not actually what happened, and that's just W Core. So yeah, basically, all the corporations suck. Everything sucks. Do not believe anything. Capitalism bad. That's the general gist of the Project Universe. Capitalism bad.
To be fair, everything you've said about it actually does sound like something I would play. So this is a game. This is a game. Someone in my chat asked if it was a game or a show. It's a
yeah,
game.
it's a game series by Project Moon.
Yeah, it actually sounds really interesting. I might actually go take a look at it myself, because like everything you've said about it sounds really good. So,
and that's only like that's not even like the main part. And this was just like a minor incident that happened in the second game, Library of Ruina. Library of Ruina itself is such a trip because it follows the like main events of like this guy named Roland, and nobody really like at the beginning they don't really explain to you like what Roland is, where he came from. You just know that Roland is Roland and he's a fixer, and fixers are basically like for hire people who like work for these like offices, and like they specialize in certain things. Like fixers, like some of them are like, yeah, they kill people. Some of them are like they solve cases or whatever. Like either way, fixers, they're just kind of like all-arounders. Like you can find a fixer office for basically anything. And so Roland, we don't know what his deal is. We just know that he's a fixer and he's like the lowest grade of fixer. And so once like Roland comes in, he gets into like transported into this place called the library. And the library is like really funky because it doesn't really exist in like the real physical world. And like the person in charge of the library is this like lady named Angela. However, Angela's whole deal is that she kind of breaks like the laws of existence, because in the city they have like this law where you're not allowed to have like an AI like of a certain level of sentience or something. She kind of breaks that law, and she's like basically she's like the AI ever. And so she comes in, she's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, and she like cuts off his limbs. And then it's not a good time. But then since it's like a magical place, she like brings him back to life and he's fine. And since like she doesn't know how to like get him out of there, she's like, okay, you're just gonna work for me now. And he's like, okay, I kind of don't know what else to do here. So you just go through the entire like story, and like each like library section has this patron librarian, and then like there are tiny other librarians, and the entirety of the library is also based off like the remnants of this place of Lobotomy Corporation. It all comes back to Lobotomy Corporation, by the way, because Lobotomy Corporation was such a train wreck of a place. Lobotomy Corporation, in order for it to be like founded in the first place, there's this girl who offed herself there, and then her like crazy husband ended up like taking out all the nerves in her body and like creating like freezing them, and then like I don't know, put her consciousness in some kind of like jar or whatever. And then they also had this other guy who they were super like best friends with, who like the trauma like terrified him so much that he ended up aging like 30 years. And so even though he's like maybe like 34 like physically, he looks like a 70-year-old man. He's a real guy. He's also one of the like most profound characters like I've ever seen ever. Like he made me question my entire existence in Library of Ruina, but that's the point. So the whole deal with like these guys is that once the lady like offs herself, her crazy boyfriend is like, okay, well, that was kind of balls. I'm really like grief struck, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put her plan into action and see it realized. The problem is he is again insane, crazy. We all hate him. His name is Ayin, by the way. If you ever see this one picture of like this like guy with black hair turned around and like some guy like grabbing him by the shoulders, like clenching his shoulders. That's Ayin. Ayin's the guy with black hair, and every time you look in the quote retreats of a picture like that, it's always like, they don't know it's Ayin. Everybody knows it's Ayin. Okay, and so anyways, that's besides the point. So Ayin, he's crazy, and he's like, okay, well, if we want to see this plan realized, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make this small company turn into a wing. And so his bro is like, hey, are you sure that's a good idea? And he's like, yes, if it's all for Carmen's ideal. The thing is though, with Carmen did not want her entire like plan to like, she didn't want to become a wing. She was like, well, what's the point of making wings if you don't fly with them or something, right? Yeah. And so like, yeah. And so like his whole deal, in order to become a wing, what happens is, like, before, like, they became a wing, they kind of need information on how to become one in the first place. And so what happens is, like, after Carmen offs herself, one of their employees, like, their youngest employee there, ends up telling on them to the government. The government is called the head. The head is, like, kind of insane. They're basically just kind of, like, God. And so the head, once they find out about all this, and they're like, yo, this is kind of not good. And so they send like this girly named Garyon. And so Garyon's whole deal, she's like insane. She is like super strong, super powerful, has like basically every product like in the city like at her disposal, and she is just crazy. And so what happens, she gets sent here, she basically massacres everyone who's still alive. Excuse me, pardon me, oh my god.
What?
Okay, sorry, I don't know if I picked up. Okay. So Garyon, she's there, she kind of like massacres everyone, like she manages to fight like the best fixer in the city, like it manages to like injure her, and they both die. And like while she's on the verge of death, Ayin comes up, and what happens is he kind of just like probes her brain, like literally just probes her brain. And then once he does that, he finds all the information on how to become a wing, all the information about the head, and then instead of letting her die like properly, what he does is he takes all of her memories, all of her consciousness, everything about her, and just shoves that into an AI, and then it becomes the first Sephiroth of Lobotomy Corporation. And the Sephiroth in question is named Bina, and everyone loves her, and we love Bina, but that's besides the point. So yeah, and since he has all this information, he starts this thing called the Smoke War, and the Smoke War is like absolutely insane. Thousands are killed, all like fixers from everywhere are like employed. And also with the Smoke War, this turns back into Limbus Company. There's these two characters. They're really minor in the Smoke War, but like they were in the Smoke War. There's this guy named Gregor. His whole deal is that Greg is from G-Corps, and G-Corps during this time they decided, hey, we're gonna give everybody we can this special surgery that basically just kind of that either gives them bug parts or like turns some of their parts into bug parts. Yeah, and so Greg, he gets like this cockroach arm. Yeah, and so yeah, Greg, he gets this cockroach arm. By the way, Greg is 15 when this happens. Like, they for real sent a 15-year-old out on the battlefield in the city. That's kind of like not great, but you know.
Where can we? Someone in my chat wants to know where they can play this because they're invested in the story.
Oh, okay. So
you've turned my chat into Limbus Corps.
I'm so sorry. So, Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina are both on Steam. Limbus Company is also on Steam, but it's also a mobile game, but I hear it's kind of really, like, buggy on mobile.
You have to pay for it.
You do not have to pay for it, in fact.
It's free?
The first two games you do have to. The Limbus Company itself, you do not. But also, some people, like, aren't playing it because of the funny situation that happened that's actually not really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, Limbus Company. Yay! And right, where were we? Oh yeah, Greg. Even though he has the bug arm, he's also like the fandom baby girl. And in like the current day,
I'm
like
gonna die at this table.
You good?
It's just the way where you. It's just how you went. Oh, you can get it on this. Anyways, back to the cockroach.
Oh yeah, the cockroach is like the fandom baby girl. He's also a 35-year-old man with PTSD and like a smoking addiction.
How can he be baby girl?
he's so I don't like Gregor is an experience. He is so baby girl. Like, it gets to the point where even, like, the dude bros are like, yeah, I like Gregor. Gregor is, like, such a bro. Like, yo, I would kiss Gregor. And, like, it's like, yeah, you would. Gregor Samsa.
Gregor.
And also, a whole thing also with Loomis Company is that the main characters, the main cast, they're all based off classical literature protagonists. Gregor is based off, Gregor Samsa from The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Yeah.
Oh my god, Franz Kafka!
Franz Kafka!
Oh my god!
Yeah!
I love author who writes funny book about turning into a bug and not being able to provide for family in the most twisted way possible.
Yeah! And that's why all his things are bug related. And also, like, all his things are also, like, super, like he has mega mommy issues. To be fair, who wouldn't after, like, your entire, like, being revolves around kind of, like, your mom giving you bug surgery.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so what happens is during the Smoke War, Greg, he becomes, like, this huge general. He's, like, basically G-Corps, like, standing hope. And, like, the thing is, though, he really hates it. Because, one, he didn't ask for this. He's just doing it to, like, please his parents and whatever. And, like, two, he's gotta, like, kill everything. And it's just not a good time. And so, like, during his chapter, it, like, just goes through about, like, how he's just kind of like, yeah, I've kind of given up on life, and and there's also this one character named Yuri who comes in, and she's supposed to represent, like, his sister, but also you can see, like, parts of, like, the original, like, Gregor Samsa in her character, too, because she was an old employee for Lobotomy Corporation. But the thing about Lobotomy Corporation, we're going back to Lobotomy Corporation. Lobotomy Corporation, after, like, they won the Smoke War and they became a wing, what happened was that Ayin and, like, his friend, they made this AI named Angela, which is the, like, main librarian of Library of Ruina. And so Angela, she is, like, supposed to be the ideal person, like, the ideal, like, everything. And they, like, put all of Carmen's memories into her. They put all of Carmen's, like, livelihood into her. The problem is, though, she's not Carmen. Like, she is Angela. And so when she, like, comes to life, Ian is, like, disgusted. He's like, this isn't what I wanted. And then, after, like, once he names her, he just does not talk to her ever. He does not ever want to see her. He, like, puts her in charge of Lobotomy Corporation, but, like, only in, like, the control room, and he just, like, ignores her for the rest of her life. The problem is, though, he also didn't realize there's this bug with her where she perceives time a lot slower than everyone else. So, like, while the entirety of Lobotomy Corporation... while the entirety of Lobotomy Corporation is happening, she's perceiving this as, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years and hundreds of cycles. And so she's in, like, constant pain, but she's not allowed to express that because, one, she doesn't know how to. Two, it's like, hey, I'm supposed to be Carmen, but I'm not Carmen. I'm Angela, and I'm, like... but I'm supposed to be Carmen. And so she has, like, this crisis, and she's supposed to be the perfect being, but throughout the entire plot, like, of Lobotomy Corporation, like, you can see her slowly start to, like, break. And it turns out that, like, instead of following the plan that, like, she was supposed to, she decides, you know what, I'm just not gonna do that. You know what, I'm gonna take all the light for myself, and I'm gonna become a human and something, and and everyone's like, no, Angela, don't do that, except for Bina.
Angela, you can't do that.
Yeah, they're like, Angela, stop that, and Bina's like, no, I agree, I think she's kind of slay for that, let's go, Angela, let's go kill everyone. And Angela and, like, her, like Angela and Bina's department, they just kind of, like, fight everyone else, and it's real time. And then Lobotomy Corporation falls apart, and then after Lobotomy Corporation falls apart, because, like, this whole plan was also called the Seed of Light. And the whole thing about the Seed of Light was that it was supposed to basically make the city, because it's so, like, dark and, like, terrible, like, its whole thing was that it was supposed to kind of, like, bring hope to everyone and make everyone, like, realize their ideal self. The whole deal was basically to cure mental illness. Like, that's kind of, like, Carmen's, like, entire thing. She was like, yeah, we're gonna make everyone realize their full potential, they're gonna, like, manifest their ego, and everything's gonna be great. And then that kind of didn't happen, because what happened was that since, like, it wasn't complete, the Seed of Light wasn't complete, it was supposed to be, like, this whole week full of just light. But what actually happened was it was 3 days of just light, and then 4 days of just pure darkness. And it was not a good time. And then after, like, the that specific week, these things called distortions, the distortion phenomenon starts like happening. And once the distortion phenomenon starts happening, what happens is like instead of manifesting ego, they do this thing called distort, where instead of like becoming like their ideal like self, they turn into like this like crazy monster thing that can like alter like time and space, but like not, it really depends on like how they distort. Like in Limbus Company, there's this guy who owns a chicken restaurant, and he distorts because like the corporation kind of stole his chicken recipe, and it's not a good time.
They stole his chicken recipe?
They stole his chicken recipe and made it so that he would forget the chicken recipe, and like the chicken recipe just wouldn't be a thing that exists.
Oh, that's horrible. Why did you do that to the guy?
Because they wanted money.
And
he was like
you
the
can make
main
money
competitor.
other ways. You don't have to steal his chicken recipe. That's like going too far. No, I mean, give him back his chicken recipe.
It was a time.
What
This
did
was
he
a
do
whole
to
event.
deserve it? He didn't do anything to deserve that. Give him back his recipe. As far as I'm concerned, that man's innocent. Give it back.
Yeah, it's just high key. The city, everyone sucks in it, and like even if you think somebody is like really nice, turns out they really aren't. They're probably like there for ulterior motives, or they're gonna kill you later on. Yay!
Oh my god,
the city.
that's mortifying.
And yeah. And so, like, once they steal his chicken recipe, he's so distraught about it. He's so distraught that he can't remember his chicken recipe, because his whole deal about that chicken recipe was that he started this chicken restaurant to, like, please his mother, right? And so,
oh no.
yeah. And so, what happens when you distort is that you hear this funny voice. Yeah, you hear this funny voice in your head. Poor guy. I do feel bad for his chicken recipe. It was like, they, like... It's because they didn't even just, like, steal the recipe. They full-on just, like, made it so it doesn't exist in the world. Like, because there's this thing, I forgot which, like, company developed it, but it's called a concept incinerator. And so, yeah. It's called a concept incinerator. You put something in there, and straight up, nobody will be able to, like, remember it or, like, know about it. So, like, that chicken recipe just full-on is gone.
Gone to the abyss.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I need to stop you before this gets way off of the top.
It's so funny because we haven't even gotten to the actual Limbus meet yet. It was all just backstory.
It was just backstory.
I mean, there was that part about Greg. But that was kind of it.
I don't even think the question got answered because we were just discussing backstory. I'm gonna fall off my desk. Oh my god.
Didn't even talk about Wonder Lab or Leviathan or Distortion Detective.
Stop.
Yes, there's more.
I'm gonna have to ban you from talking about that. If I let you continue talking about this, we're not gonna get.
Anyways, the main part. It's Lobotomy Corporation, then Library of Ruina, then Limbus Company. Those are the main. Those are the main three. The supplemental stuff is really good though.
I can tell. I don't even need you to answer the question. I just know you love Limbus. I don't even need the answer to the question anymore. I think you answered it through just speaking about the background. Okay, well.
I'm so sorry.
Up to the 2 hour. It's fine, it's fine. I actually really enjoyed it. It was really interesting. I might play it on stream now because of you.
Yeah!
But,
we got one, guys!
Yeah, you got one, alright. You got 2, actually. But... Going to the chat, because obviously this is a very interactive talk show. If anyone in the chat wants to throw questions at either of us for the next 20 to 10 minutes, because 2 hours 30 was the mark, but we were gonna, well, I thought would be a good time to finish up. So if anyone has questions, anyone want to say anything, this is free time for the chat to like bash us in with bricks or something. Just, you know. However, we will not be giving you our credit card information or
So true.
anything else. Please do not ask for credit card information, for we cannot disclose that information. However, we can disclose the information of your mum. Anyways.
One of my viewers says, "Can I read out the summary they typed out for Love Town?" It is quite the summary. I think we briefly went over it. Maybe we should save like the full details for Love Town another day.
Yeah, maybe we should just set up a after I play Lobotomy. Is it
Lobotomy Corporation. By the way,
as soon as I play it,
yeah,
we'll have to set up a talk.
Yeah.
Like, we'll have to set up a discussion about it because I need to play it.
The thing with Project Moon games, though, is that if you ask anybody how hard it is, they will say the difficulty curve is vertical.
Oh, don't worry, I played Resident Evil, I got this.
You got this.
I'm a Resident Evil player, I got this. I play Resident Evil for a living, and it's one of my best streams, so...
Oh!
Yeah, it was one of my most active ones, and it was pretty great. It was really fun. However, I still haven't finished the game, and I don't think my viewers want to keep watching me play Resident Evil.
Just do it, man. If you enjoy the game, then just keep doing it. I be streaming only like Lobotomy Corporation, and I'm like, oh my god, everyone's dying, and I'm so bad at the game. But you know what? It's a game, and like something about how the difficulty just sucks so bad. Something about it just makes me come back. Maybe it's the story. Maybe I'm just too far gone. Who knows?
Maybe. It's like me with Genshin. Maybe I'm... Oh! Cospa0, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, that's one of my bros.
Hey, hi, Cospa.
Let's see.
Thank you.
One of my viewers asks, do you know D&D classes at all? And if you do, which one would you be?
Oh, I actually have a D&D group which we've set up, which I haven't finished writing the story for my character yet, so we haven't started the campaign yet, which it's mainly my fault we haven't been able to start the campaign. I've got the story, like, I have the story for the character, I just haven't submitted it yet. I need to do that, so I'll probably do that after the stream. But my D&D class, I normally I like to be the bard, because the bard is just a generic flirt, the generic goofy guy. But this time I on my sheet, I think what did I put on my sheet for this one? Hold on, I need to download it. I downloaded it. Okay, so my character her class is a high elf noble, and she's a cleric. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, she is a cleric. She's a cleric high elf noble, and her name is Maker. And yeah, she's immune to magical sleep, so you know, she can't like be sleeping. Yeah, she doesn't do sleep. But
she's so real for that.
She is real for that. I'm really excited for the D&D campaign because it'll be one of my first D&D campaigns as well. So I'm looking forward to it because obviously I've never played D&D before.
Woo!
But yeah, I had a bard character as well called I can't remember her name, but she was part of a DLC race, like the rabbit race. She had like several siblings. Races? She was like a middle child. Yeah, apparently there are DLC races, and I was like, bro, I just wanted to make a rabbit human, you know? Like, I just wanted the rabbit ears. But she had like several siblings. She was a bard. She worked at a tavern because she needed money and stuff because she ran away from home, etc., etc. Just a runaway bard kind of thing. But yeah, what else? What other questions?
Let's see. Cosma asks, if you have a favorite book.
I do have a favorite book. It is, so one of my favorite books is actually so can I even consider it a book? I don't know. It's a light novel, and it is The Bungo Stray Dogs, Volume 8, Stormbringer by Kafka Asagiri.
Oh,
I really like Kafka Asagiri's Stormbringer. It's a really good light novel, but if we're on about actual books, call me basic for being a Bungo Stray Dogs fan, but I actually, because I had to study Dazai Osamu for my art project because I was
I know
doing
where
my
this is
art
going.
project based off mental health and stuff. But one of my favorite books he wrote was it's
No
like,
longer human?
hold on.
Or.
No, it's a
Oh!
different one. I can't remember the. It
Time to
was
look at.
it was The Setting Sun by Osamu Dazai.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's a secondary book to No Longer Human. So I had to read No Longer Human. So I was sat in bed listening to an audiobook of No Longer Human for 4 hours whilst painting, basically for the project. And then I put on The Setting Sun, and I was like, you know what? I prefer The Setting Sun to No Longer Human, because although No Longer Human is like an ode to his life and like his hardships, The Setting Sun just was more my kind of style.
I
Like as
see.
much as as much as I enjoyed No Longer Human and the secret communist meetings he would attend on occasion, The Setting Sun just appealed more to me. It
Oh.
was more appealing to me.
Nice. I still
But
need to
if I
read this
had to,
stuff.
yeah. There's a detective book I also read which I don't think has gotten a lot of attention, but it's called like Natural Causes, and it's like occult detective. So basically this detective is like solving these mysteries, and there's like this ongoing murder case which has been going on for about like 15 years or so, and no one has figured out how to solve it yet. But in recent time the killer's become more bold, and they've started like taking victims and like stringing them up in like abandoned houses, removing their organs and like shoving them down their throat, making like pentagram circles and stuff like on the floor, like trying to summon the devil and stuff. And like it's all this like crazy, like gruesome deaths and stuff. And all the while this man is like fighting mental illness in 2003 because his nan just died from dementia in the hospital and stuff. And like he's a detective, he's like got no social circle anymore since his nana died. Like the only family he had is gone. He's got nothing left. This case is driving him up the wall. And it's just gruesome and crazy. And it's really good. And I haven't finished it yet. I got to chapter 13, I think. But from what I remember, there was this. One of the victims was I think, a young girl. And she's like crucified onto a wall with like rusty nails and like into the bricks. And her like she had been cut open surgically, so it was professionally done. And they had like removed her organs, everything. Like specifically, I think it was the spleen and the large intestine or the
Those
small
are very
intestine.
specific.
And they had like strung it up and like decorated her with it, but then they shoved like one of her organs down her throat as per the usual of the killer, because the killer liked to put the organs in the wrong places for some reason. I have yet to figure out why, but it, as someone who really likes detective novels more than I do like other books, it's pretty good. I can't remember who wrote it though, but
What does
it's
Google say?
it's a good book.
Barbara Ehrenreich?
Natural See, it's an old book. It's it's a paperback fiction novel. Yeah, natural by James Oswald.
James Oswald. Okay.
Yeah.
James Oswald. Oh. Time to add that to my ever-growing list.
Yeah, like I have the 2012 Natural Causes one, and then the second one is Book of the Souls. The how I got into like custody of that book as well is kind of funny, because like I was just at my house like just chilling one day, and my dad was going through his cupboard, and he pulled out this really old, dusty-looking book. Like, it was super dusty. And, like, it shouldn't be dusty for a 2012 book, should it? Because it was made in 2012, it should be fairly clean. And I picked it up, and I was like, what's this? Because my parents used to do, like, gaming and reading, so obviously they have a few trinkets here and there to, like, their past stuff. And, I picked it up, I asked him, what is this? What's it about? And he was like, oh, it's just a book that I finished, but I don't want it anymore, so I'm gonna throw it away. And I was like, that is a waste of a good book. Let me read it. So I took the book and I started reading it. And I didn't know at the time it was a detective, like, novel. Like, I didn't know it was a detective novel. I just picked it up because I was like, oh, it's probably just... If my parents read it and they didn't throw it away at first glance, it must be a good book. Because if it doesn't gain your attention, you're not going to, look at it. So I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna finish this, because I was actually invested with the storyline, especially because, like, it was all, like, obviously it was written in 2012, so it was not even modern age cell phones. They had flip phones and stuff, and, like, it just made me think of Boom Go Stray Dogs again, because obviously I love detective stuff, and I was like, flip phones, oh my god, it's just like Boom Go Stray Dogs.
Ah yes, flip phones invented by Boom Go
Flip
Stray
phones!
Dogs.
Oh my god, Kafka Asagiri invented the flip phone.
No way!
Okay, no way! Let me see what someone in my chat wrote. Ibu Lightbulb said, what was the scariest nightmare you ever had?
Nightmares. I don't know, because, like, I haven't dreamt in a while. I guess, like, I haven't dreamt in a while, and even then, I don't really remember my dreams. I've been having, like, some absurd ones lately, because, like, usually I don't dream. But then, like, this is not answering the question. Hold on. The scariest nightmare, okay, I think, like, the first thing that comes to mind was, like, there's this weird phase back in, like, I don't know, high school or something. I had, like, this one dream where I remember I was hiding in, like, I was hiding in the walls of this casino, and I very vividly remember the color orange, and I don't know why. And I was hiding from some guy who was, like, trying to shoot up the entire place, and, like, including specifically me. And I was hiding, like, I was just, like, kind of, like, watching from, like, this upper wall, and I was just kind of, like, watching people, just get shot and die. And I remember there's, like, this one empty floor with, like, a few slot machines, and it was sort of, it had, like, this weird stage feel, and I don't know, I remember that dream specifically, and I don't know why. And then, for some reason, at some point, it morphed into, like, me also hiding in my old middle school, trying to hide from, like, I think the same thing, but, like, a different guy. And I was, like, hiding in, like, the video productions room, which is so whack, because I have never been in the video productions room of my middle school. And I was, like, hiding in there with, like, a bunch of other, like, girls for some reason, and for some reason all of us had, like, weird engravings, like, on our thighs, and I really don't remember the whole deal with, like, those two dreams in specific. It was kind of I haven't had, like, a nightmare in a while, though. Like, the most nightmarish thing I had was, like 2 nights ago, when, like, I was just sleeping, and then, like, a third of the way through my dream, freaking Damien from Limbus Company, like, popped in, and, like, he just, like, took me on this walk toward, like, around this, like, island at 12 a.m., and just started psychoanalyzing the first third of my dream, and was like, yeah, this means that, and this thing that you dreamt about here means that, and it was like actual psychoanalysis too, and it was, like, so weird, and then he was
terrifying.
like, you have not broken out of your egg yet. You will soon find yourself. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That is creepy.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because, like, that character specifically, he does that. Even in his source material, he is, like, weird like that. He just appears and he's creepy.
I think the scariest nightmare I ever had was when I was around 4 to 5 years old. And I remember it so well, because even though it wasn't...
Time ago.
It was a really long time ago. Even though it wasn't actually scary, it's still such a vividly concerning thing. So I I was having a dream originally that I was going on holiday with my family. And we were in the car, and to get to the place we were going, we had to go on like an off, like on the road, but the road was like on a mountainside. So it was like a narrow one-way road. And we were just going around the mountain, and then there was like a viewing point, like a stopping area for like tourists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was of this beautiful rainbow-colored water fountain, which was like Niagara Falls, but it would change color. And it was beautiful, and everyone was staring, looking at it in awe. Like, it was the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And me being me, a little 4 to 5 year old, I had to accompany my mother because my mother would not leave me unattended because I am a child. So I would be with my family. They'll be looking at this fountain, taking pictures and stuff. But I didn't want to stay there because obviously I'm a child. I want to run around and stuff. Like, I don't want to be stuck in one spot. So I went back to the car by myself for some reason. Like, I just wiggled out of my mother's grasp and I went to the car to sit back in my seat. But eventually it felt like hours and hours, and my family hadn't returned. So for some reason, instead of being a child and sitting and waiting some more, maybe falling asleep, I left the car because the car door was also open. So anyone could have kidnapped me anyway, but no one did. And I remember I got out of the car and I was looking up, and obviously waterfalls are very loud in noise because obviously it's running water. And I remember hearing my family screaming my name at the top of their lungs, but I couldn't see them anywhere. Like, they weren't on the floor, they weren't to the side of me, they weren't behind me. I couldn't see them anywhere. They weren't anywhere to be found. And I remember I looked up at the fountain because you could see behind the fountain as well. And behind the water fountain, wedged in between the rocks, were all of my family members. Like, every single one of my family members were wedged in between some sharp, dark, wet rocks behind this fountain of water.
What?
And I was like, how did they get there to begin with? Like, I don't understand how they got there. And I couldn't do anything about it either because I was a child. I couldn't climb it. It was a water fountain. Like, what did you expect a child like me to succeed with? So, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got there, but then somehow I also ended up there in between two of my sisters. And the rocks were insanely, like, I know I never like physically touched them. Like, I can't physically touch them, but I remember them being sharp and like damp and pointy and like pointing into my skin, like piercing, and like I could feel it. And it, because it was such a tight fitting area as well, the more you wriggled, the more you tried to get out, the more the rocks under you would crumble and threaten you with falling. And because the waterfall was so high up, it was either you fall out of place or you stay in place, but either way you would end up dead. And I had this dream about 6 times before it left.
6 times?
And 6 times, yeah. And it wasn't even consecutively. Like, it would just happen randomly over the years or months. But it would always start and end the same way. And I think that's why I remember it. Because it was just such... Even though it didn't happen all the time, it always started and ended the same way. And by the end of it, I knew how it was going to end up, so it didn't become scary to me anymore. It just felt like something which always happened in my dream. But it left and it hasn't been back since. And it makes me wonder, was it just my brain being insane, or was my brain thinking of something which was going to happen? And if it had happened, what was it? But like, that's just the thing with dreams, isn't it? Sometimes the scariest thing can become unscary the more you see it.
True. It's so weird too, because also like dreams in general, they're supposed to be like sort of kind of like this weird summary of like what happened, like like
Yeah.
what was going through your mind like before you slept. So it was like, and like that specific dream too. I don't know the deal with recurring dreams because I also used to like I used to do dream analysis when I was like when I was younger. I don't know because all of that sounds like real funky. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. It was real funny. Like, I remember it felt like a Resident Evil cutscene as well. Like the whole entire trip to that place. The like, I remember the scenery. I could literally draw it out as well. Like, I could draw it, and like, it, it felt so strange to me. Like, it's the same with this other thing. Like, there was this one time I just kept seeing, even though I hadn't seen it. It was like this. Oh, oh. Artica, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I I'm well. I'm well. Um I'll make sure to take care of myself. Make sure you do the same, okay? Thank you for the follow and sticking around. But um yeah, back to what I was saying. There was there's like this tall blue large like clock tower, but it wasn't insanely large. It was at least like it was like the size of a small school building. It wasn't 2 stories high, it was 1 story. But like every time it struck like 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock on the tower, a parade, like a giant parade, would just go through the street. And like obviously it was a dream because there's no such thing as like a parade just going through the street, you know? But like the the clock tower was so familiar to me. Like I had seen it before. Like I had heard the chime of the clock before, like everything about it was like familiar, and I was like, there's no way this isn't real, you know? So I drew it. I drew a picture of it once, and I showed it to my sister. I was like, do you remember seeing something like this? And she looked at it, and she was like, yeah, there was something like that. I remember seeing that. And we're like, where did we see it? So we showed it to my other sister, but she had never seen it in her life. So either me and my other sister are delusional, or there's definitely some, like, witchcraft going on in this universe, and in which case, I don't know which one it is, but I'm terrified of it.
Looking up the main points of like that one dream, the one recurring one with the waterfalls. Yo, that's kind of that's kind of a lot. That's kind of are you okay?
What do you mean?
Yeah, just that's hmm.
I was like 4 or 5 years old. It was probably just my overreactive imagination.
Just one really bad episode of Winx Club.
I never watched
Never
Winx Club
mind.
as a kid, so I didn't
One
think it was
really
Winx
bad
Club.
episode of what do people watch when they're 4 or 5? Peppa Pig.
Yeah, one bad episode of Peppa Pig, I promise. I changed for the better, I swear. But it was just it was something, alright. I think one of my favorite dreams though, because I remember a lot of my dreams, and one of my favorite reoccurring dreams was actually a school one. So nothing bad was happening. It was Genshin related as well, which is why I enjoyed. But it was basically my high school, but everyone in the school was just Genshin characters. Like there were even characters which aren't in the game yet, like fake characters basically as well. And everyone was it was like Harry Potter as well. Everyone was based into like houses based off their vision. So you had the Pyro house, the Cryo house, the Geo house, Dendro, etc., etc. And I was part of the Cryo house, and the Cryo house was ran by the Saritsa. She was like the head of the house, and the head of the houses could either be students or teachers depending on how like popular or like how well educated they were in like the terms of voting. So Zhongli obviously was the Geo one because he was the history teacher. The Saritsa was the cryo one. Venti was a student, but he ran the music club, which is why he got to also be the leader of the Animo house. However, he didn't take his responsibilities seriously because he was always in the music club. Oh yeah, I told one of my viewers the story when, because one of my viewers is actually one of my friends. in real life, and we met at a convention. I was just talking about this dream. But during the dream, I was running through the hallways because I was late to class. And I bumped into Zhongli first because he was walking to his history class, and he was like, you shouldn't be running in the hallways, you know, but I will ignore that because you're obviously very late and your class is on the other side of the school, so I'll ignore that for now. But next time, please get to your class a bit earlier, okay? And I was like, okay. So I was running down the hallways. And then, bam! I bumped into someone. And that someone was the sixth of the Fatui Harbingers, Scaramouche. But the thing is about Scaramouche in this dream specifically, he didn't have a giant hat. He had a pair of expensive, like, Louis Vuitton or Gucci sunglasses instead of a hat.
What?
And they were just sat on his head. And he was with La Signora. And the Fatui, instead of the Fatui being the, big, bad, scary organization, they were just a gang of delinquents in this stream. Because obviously it was set in a school. And the Fatui Harbingers were basically just like the big bosses of the delinquent gang, like the people they just respected. And Scaramouche goes to me, he's like, hey, watch where you go. And like, he starts insulting me because I just bumped into him. And then he's like, you broke my sunglasses. And I was just like, oh well, go buy a new pair. Like, I have to get to class. And he was like, no, you're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for the damages because my mother is the head teacher and she'll get you expelled if you don't. And I was like, I wonder if your mother knows that you're part of a delinquent gang. And like, he starts getting all defensive because like his defense just got turned against him. So I'm like beefing with this kid whilst trying to get to my class. No idea which class I was trying to get to, by the way. But he's like, you know what? No, see me at lunch. You are going to pay me back. You're in debt to me now. And the last thing you're is just watching from behind, obviously, like giving a snarky remark every now and then. And I'm just like, whatever. So I just go to class. Like I do not plan on seeing them at lunchtime. I do not plan on doing anything. I plan to go to class. So I go to class, I finish my lesson, and I leave my classroom. It's lunchtime, I'm chilling, I'm going to go see my friends, who conveniently is Tartaglia, but my two main friends, because the way the dream started was I was walking to school with Kaya and Diluc, but Kaya woke up late, so I had to wait at their house whilst eating pancakes, which their father made. Yeah, Creepus is alive in this timeline. So, that was a really funny start. And then we met up at lunchtime on the rooftop, and we were all just chilling. And then Child showed up, and he was like, hey, I need to take you away from your, like, childhood friends real quick, because we're, like, besties, and I want to. And then Diluc was like, nuh-uh, I don't trust you one bit. And then, like, obviously they had a rivalry, because friendship rivalry in it. And then Kaya was like, you know what, just let them go. But the thing is, everyone in the school thinks Kaya and Diluc hate each other, but in reality, they're super close. And, like, every time they're close to each other, people are like, oh my god, are they gonna fight? Are they gonna fight? No, they're just trying to get to their lessons, because they conveniently have the same classes, because they're conveniently brothers. So, I was like, I got pulled aside, and then Child was like, did you or did you not break Scaramouche's sunglasses today? And I was like, yeah, what's the problem? And he was like, you are done for. Whatever you do, do not go near the Fatui. And I was like, okay, I don't plan to anyway. So anyways, to put a long story short, I joined the Fatui as like a messenger girl because I had to pay back my debts for breaking his sunglasses. But then I ended up getting chased by like an albino spider in my bathroom, and then my bathroom door was locked and I couldn't get out my bathroom, and Child had left my dormitory because apparently we had dorms as well. And he just left me there after we got into a fight about something. I think it was because I found out he was part of the Fatui, and his warning was like, oh, don't get involved with the Fatui because I'm involved with the Fatui and it's a bad idea. And then I was like, why are you part of the Fatui? Why can't I be in the Fatui if you're in the Fatui? And he was like, because it's dangerous. And I was like, okay, well, I gotta pay a debt. But then I was stuck in my bathroom and I had no communications either. And there was just a spider staring at me as well. And I was like, I'm gonna die here by the hands of an albino spider. And then Scaramouche kicked down my door. And then he was like, why are you so petrified of a spider? And I was like, how are you in my house? Like, who let you in? That's my question. But that was one of my favorite reoccurring dreams. I haven't had that dream in ages. It just stopped at the spider bit. I hope I can continue it one day, because it was a pretty good dream. I had a dream again about Fontaine as well, where I was like an aristocrat who worked at the opera house, who just did paperwork and sometimes helped out in court. And then I helped Tartaglia escape court because he was found guilty and he was going to go to prison, and I was like, this is not correct because he was actually innocent, so I like whisked him away and stuff. But like, yeah, I haven't continued that dream either. But my dreams are just weird, man. They're either Genshin related or they're just insane. There's no in between.
That certainly was a time.
It was. It was a time to be alive. Like, what a time to be alive, indeed. But yeah, that was my dream. It was kind of crazy. Any more questions? Or is that all of them? I think that is all the questions for today. What do you think?
Mayhaps. Let's see. Yeah. It seems like it is.
I think this is all we've done today, which is wunderbar. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yes, wonderful.
Yay!
Yay!
Also, I'm so sorry. Like at some point, my phone died, and I kind of used that for tracking. So I'm kind of just moving my head back and forth.
Yeah.
Cosmo has one question. Did you remember to hydrate?
I did. I drank a whole entire pint of water. And I'll drink some more water after this, because I need to stay hydrated. Make sure everyone else stays hydrated as well. That's very important. If I find out none of you have been hydrating, I will be screaming.
Maybe the funny thing about Twitch alerts is that, sorry, this is off topic, is the loud sound, and it's such a jump scare. Anyways, thank you rolling.
Yeah.
Yay.
I swear, the alerts are such a jump scare, but like, they're pleasant jump scares to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like them. Like, continue to jump scare me with these alerts. Do it. It means I get to bop my head up and down and thank you for your support. And that's my favorite thing to do, bopping my head up and down.
Hell yeah, man.
But I think that's the end, and we've gone past the 20 to 30 minutes. We're 2 hours and 44 in. So, how should we end this? Should we make a thing? First off, everyone who is over here, you should go over to Ren and follow Ren now.
Yeah, and anyone on like my end, if you aren't following Prima, you should totally do that. And I'm so sorry my model's glitching out. I'm trying to do mouse input instead of face input since my tracker's kind of dead.
Yeah, your model is like, your model looks like it's being squished on my screen, which is really funny. But everyone here should go over there, show a lot of love, because Ren has been a lovely guest today and taught us a lot about Lobotomy Corporation. I think I got the name right.
Yeah.
I spoke a lot about Genshin Impact, so if you don't want to hear about Genshin Impact, you should consider going over there, you know. Just a thought. Just a thought, you should go over there instead of over here. But, other than that, that was the first episode of Casino's Roll. How do you feel being the first guest of honor? I think this will be our final question.
It was an honor. It was terrifying. Why does the model look like the rocket the side-eye when they turn their head? That's not really what I look like. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd say ask the person who rigged this, but then I realized that's kind of me, so, oops.
I I do not want that. Thank you.
That's so
no.
cringe of them. Ew, ew, ew. Cringe.
Yeah.
Random self PR.
No, thank you.
Yay!
No, thank you. Thank you for the offer, but no, thank you. Yeah, so being the first guest on this show, it would have been very scary. Very, very scary. But you did a great job, and as I expected, you opened up your heart to my chat and told us all about your favorite lobotomy operation. I really think that was the highlight, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, lobotomy. Like, I get it, bro. When you're excited about something, you just like forget that social anxiety is a thing.
Realness.
It was very fun having this collab with you today. Very, very fun. I'll be slithering into your DMs like a snake to create more. So that in the future we need to do like a follow-up to this, be like, yeah, definitely a follow-up.
Be like, hey guys, guess what? I re-downloaded Genshin.
Yeah! Prima forced me to play Genshin with her, help me. I would not be opposed to forcing you to play Genshin if you were not opposed.
I mean, to be fair, I do have it downloaded on, like, my school hard drive.
A school hard drive?
Yeah, I have a school hard drive because I'm an audio engineering student, so I kind of, like, need, like, an external hard drive for, like, projects.
Oh, you're an audio engineer.
Yeah, kind of, not really. High-key, my mixing be kind of all over the place, but that's okay, that's why I'm in school.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah, I have Genshin on
so you'll be able
drive.
to mix your own covers, that's cool.
Yeah, I do mix my own covers. The thing is, I kind of just be, like, slapping things on, and I'm like, hee playing with effects is so fun. And then I remember, oh wait, this is supposed to sound like good. I can't just like slap silly compression on everything. Oops.
I can't mix my own, so I can't make a cover, which is why I'm doing karaoke instead for my 100, because originally my 100 was gonna be a cover song for my channel, but then I was like, I can't mix that.
To mix. Wink, wink.
I don't have money. I don't have money.
I am a student who needs to make a portfolio. I will do it for free.
If you need stuff for your portfolio, just message me and I'll probably just shrill my vocal cords for you. I'm here for external business if you need it.
Oh yeah, man.
Same for me as well. If you need like assets or like animations, I am a student going into game and animation. Wink wink for my portfolio. Wink wink for my portfolio. You know?
Wink wink nudge nudge.
I'll probably need voice actors as well, because there's a game that I'm planning to make, but I need voice actors.
Hey guys, welcome to our networking stream.
Welcome to networking. But, yeah, getting to the 3-hour point now. Should we just go until we get to the 3 hours?
Yo!
I feel like we should go to the 3 hours. I feel like we've already made it this far. We might as well.
We have like 10 minutes. What do we do in like these 10 minutes with me and my unmoving model? I mean, in theory, I could plug in the tracker again. Actually, yeah, my phone is charged like 8%. Yeah. It'll last.
It'll last. It'll be fine. Okay, but like, I am, obviously, I've put it in my about before. I am a student going into game development, obviously. What other things do? I don't sing. To be fair, I'm terrified of doing a karaoke stream. Like, I'm actually mortified of it.
Everybody is. Like, the first time, it's like, it is genuinely...
Oh my god, that's an ice cream man.
It is genuinely, like, so terrifying. But it's like, once you get done with it, it's like, huh, I did that. Like, even if you hate yourself after, it's like, oh, well, it's over with. It wasn't terrible. It's not like it's a karaoke stream. As long as like it's not a concert. Nobody's gonna chastise you if you like get something wrong. Like literally my first karaoke stream, not first. Actually, my like big one for my Project Moon karaoke stream. There was this one song I had to redo 3 times, and like each time I would have this massive voice crack, and it was so nice. It was such a time. Am I moving again? Oh, I need to change my parameters. Oops. I gotta change my parameters, and then I'll be moving again.
Yeah. I think I want to do a karaoke stream, but the thing is, I get like when I'm singing songs, if I'm not in the mood to sing them, I just kind of give up singing them, and then I'll be like singing it, and then I'll go, no, 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 I can't be bothered anymore, and then I just pause the song and go to sing a different song.
I get it, man.
Like I can't stick it out, but like, I really want to do a cover of Fräulein Bibliotheca, but the thing is, the only English version of it is by Octavia, but it's too high for me to sing, and I can't sing in octaves. I can't sing at all, actually.
I mean, you could always like pitch it down, like download Audacity, just like pitch it down, like tweak
How do I
semitones.
put it in Audacity?
You download the file using like some kind of like YouTube to MP3 converter, but also a safe one.
Yeah.
All of them are kind of shady,
Also
but
safe one.
but like
One of
try
them
to
is
find a
shady.
really safe one. And then you just kind of like drag it into Audacity, and then once you've dragged it into Audacity, you go into an effect, and then I forgot which one it is because I haven't used Audacity in a while, and the one I'm used to is like super old.
Oh.
And then you go into one of the effects, and then I think it's like pitch, and then you just kind of like lower it. Yeah.
I see. Because I sing a lot of Macross Delta songs, but they're a pitch too high for me, especially like Ignite Borderline, I can do it a cappella, but when it comes to like the actual music, I can't do it with the music because the music's too high for me. So like, if I did it now, like, I could do it now, just like, in my vocal line, like, the Giri Giri I Ignite Borderline, Nani Najidamo, that bit I could do easily in my octave, like, my pitch. Fine. But if you put me with the music, I would be like a dying rodent on steroids. If that makes sense. Because like I love Macross Delta, so I sing their songs a lot. So I wanted to cover Ikanai Borderline and this other song with a really long name. But I couldn't remember the name. There's also this other song I wanted to cover, but I need 3 people for that. And I don't know.
I can be the 2 of them.
You can be 2 of them. Yeah, cause like I wanted to do a cover of Ready Steady by Giga.
Yeah.
You know, I really wanted to do that because like it's one of my favorites, and I was like, wait, I don't know 2 people.
Honestly, if you just like look around for a bunch of like utaites and utaites, you'll find somebody.
Yeah, you're an utaite, aren't you?
I guess.
I wanted to be one, but then I was like, wait, I can't speak another language. No.
It's fine, bro. Like that's the appeal of like the modern day internet. Like I know so many like utaites and stuff. They're just everywhere. Like the only thing that really has to like the only thing you gotta do to be a utaite is just upload something. Upload a video of you singing. You don't even gotta be like. It doesn't have to be mixed. It doesn't have to have harmonies. It doesn't have to have anything. Just do it. I mean that's a lot easier said than done. But yeah.
I want to do a normal and an acoustics of Shoujo Ray because I love the chorus where it's like flashbacks and but like I can't sing once again. Can't do that.
And that's why we have engineers. Honestly, I don't have any confidence in mine either, but like you just gotta like.
I thought your singing was great.
No, man.
When I saw your singing, I was like, "This is great."
There. Like you just gotta like swallow it up, and be like, you know what? F this. If I'm not gonna do it now, I'm never gonna do it. So I might as well just do it now. Let's go. And then turn on the mic, turn on your like recording software, and just like start belting into it. And then if you hate it, then get someone else to tune it.
You know what song I really want to do?
Oh.
I want to do Hibana by Deco. Oh I really want to do a duo to Hibana.
That's so good.
It's like, I really want to do the no, let me go and take the ace. If you face the tears, don't feel that flame. No heart in this game. Better give up and throw it and keep far away. I am touching my head. I am touching my Like, I just, it's just, I love it. But then I remember I'm British, and then I also remember I can't sing
Dude,
because I'm
it's
British.
fine. Even if you can't, like, the whole thing about content creation in the entertainment industry is quite literally just fake it till you make it.
For real. So, like, if you ever want to do a duo to like vocalize songs, I'm
Oh
here.
yeah, man.
I'm here. Networking, I'm here. Oh, I'm not gonna say that's gross. That's cringe.
Man.
Actually, what? I want to do Getcha as well by Kira and Giga as well.
Oh. Oh my god, that song. I keep like getting like certain songs mixed up, so it like takes me a bit to like remember which one is which.
Yeah. It's such a banging song. I feel like a lot of Kira songs represent my model anyway. Like a lot of them.
True.
Oh, Boom 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 as well. I would love to cover Boom Boom Boom. It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh.
Kira just makes good songs. I can't lie. Kira just makes
So
bangers.
true.
Kira only releases bangers. That is factual. I just realized my desktop audio is playing, so everyone can just hear me skipping through audios. Whoops. Want me?
Time to get sued. Just kidding.
Yeah, time to get the DMCA'd. Whoops. But yeah, I am here if you ever want to do a duet karaoke or like networking or like voice acting or like something. I am here.
Yeah.
I'm always down to fake it till I make it.
Oh yeah,
And that
man.
is the fun part. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you want to cover some Giga P songs with me, I'll be
Wink,
more
wink,
happy to
nudge, nudge.
oblige. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. DM me after this if you're interested. You know what I mean? I feel like we've only been talking like properly for like a couple like days, but I genuinely feel like if we know each other for a bit longer, we might just go insane.
I know, right? Like the 30-minute long Genshin talk going into the 30-minute long
Yeah.
Project Moon talk.
Yeah, like you should not keep us in the same room. We would actually go insane. Like, it's not even funny. Like, genuinely, we would just explode, and then, like, confetti would be all over the floor because it's two, like, TBH creatures just, like, in the same room, and then confetti everywhere. You know?
You just like put us into a room and then you close the door, like come back an hour later, confetti is all over the floor. There's like rainbow sparkly vomit everywhere. We're just kind of like inchworming on the floor.
Yeah. It'd be terrifying. Okay. We have reached the 3 hour.
Oh my god,
So
3 hour mark, yo.
is there anything you would like to do before we leave? Anything like karaoke, like funny like pitches, anything funny, or are we just leaving it like this?
I got nothing.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll leave like this. Okie dokes. Well, that was the first episode of the Casinos Roll.
Yay!
Rolled it twice, and there's your dice.
Yeah!
I hope everyone enjoyed today as much as I enjoyed the 30-minute rants about whatever we were talking about, Lobotomy Corporation and Genshin Impact. I hope everyone here also enjoyed it.
Those like brief
Goodbye,
15 minutes about hypnosis, Mike.
Oh yeah, the brief 15 minutes of just hypnosis mic law, because we had to touch on that as well, and the government. I hope everyone has a great day today. Make sure you go hydrate yourself, get some yummy snacks, have a nice sleep, do whatever you need to do. We'll have our next collaboration with someone. I'll put it on the schedule. I'll post on Twitter as well. And I'll see you for the next stream, which will probably be Resident Evil again. Because I really like Resident Evil. Yeah. So, with that, would you like to say your goodbyes?
Goodbye, people. And it was an honor to be here. It's an honor to be the first guest.
Of course. It was an honor to have
Yeah.
you here today.
Yay!
Yay!
I don't have nothing else. I'm bad at these
Okay.
outro things. All of mine are like 10
It's
hours
fine,
long.
no worries. I hope everyone has a good day. You're all free to leave, and with that, I will put up the leaving screen. Prima bye bye, prima bye byes. Prima bye byes to everyone.
Oh, I should probably end mine too. Oops. Okay. Bye. Yay!
I pressed the wrong stream.
I needed to hit my ending screen. Goodbye. Whee! Ah.